Welcome out here to Centennial High School. We've got high school baseball for you here on this cloudy Friday afternoon, early evening, and I'm joined by FHSAA Hall of Fame coach John Messina. John, you had your work cut out for you here at Centennial High School getting everything ready for today's game.
Yeah, we did a lot of work out here. Our field technician Roy did a great job on the field. Believe it or not, we had a lot of rain around 11:30, 12:30. We had a lot of rain out here, but the field's looking good. And I know we've been out here about 10 minutes already. We almost got hit with a foul ball. It was really close. Thanks for the tent up there.
Absolutely.
But I really appreciate, both the TV station and you guys coming down, doing the game here at Centennial. We want to welcome all of you.
Well, it's going to be a fantastic game. Lincoln Park comes in. They're 12-7 overall on the season. Centennial 10-8, but just Centennial's had so many one-run games so far this year, and of course the story throughout the season has been the amount of walk-off wins that you guys have had at home.
Well, you got to have a walk-off win at home.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's I saw an article in the newspaper about that, but walk-off wins can only be at home. Now, out of our first 4 wins at home, they were all walk-off. I mean, that was phenomenal starting off. I think we started off 7-1. We got a little bit of slump. Played very, very well against Suncoast on Monday, and then lost to a very good Jupiter team on Wednesday. And we got to turn it around. Centennial finished 3rd in the district, so we have to go to Vero Beach on April 22nd and play a Vero team that we split with. We beat them 5-4 here in 9, and we lost to them 5-4 there in 11 innings. So it should be very interesting.
And Vero's a team that they've got a long win streak coming into the to this point in the season anyway, and you guys have played pretty well, and then you had that slump in the middle, and it seems like you're playing pretty good right now. So there's about 2 weeks left to go in the regular season, 3 games after this afternoon's game. So what are some of the things that you would expect to see Centennial working on as the season comes to a close?
Well, you want to work right now. You're probably saying, I got to get my lineup ready for the playoffs. Whoever I think is getting ready for the playoffs. You do want to rest some kids also, but I think, next week I think we have 3 games, and I know Coach will probably try to get his lineup in there, but also he needs to rest a few players too.
How does the pitching rotation work at the high school level? I mean, we've talked about it a lot, especially when it comes to the district tournament, and you've got those 2 games going on. But what's the typical amount of days that a high school pitcher rest they need?
Well, you're going to go 5 days usually on a start, but you're going to also go on a number of pitches. If you have a start and you're only throwing 50 pitches, you might be able to come back a little bit sooner. But the key thing for high school baseball is the district semifinal. There's no more important game than the district semifinal, because that's the one that gets you into the regionals. So your best pitcher, whoever your number 1 is, you're going to throw him in that semifinal, because whether you lose the district final or not, you're in the playoffs the following week. If you win the district finals, you're at home. If you lose the district finals, you're on the road. And sometimes it doesn't matter. I know down in Miami, where the schools are right next to each other, if you're on the road, you might be traveling 5 minutes. Now, up here, it might be a little bit further. Mm-hmm. Well, I know our district has to go up to Orlando and back, so that's a big difference, But some districts down in Miami and some districts down in Broward, there's not a really, really big difference in winning the district or coming in second in the district.
How does a weather game like this one's going to be, how does it affect the players on the field? I mean, it's an overcast sky, so I imagine it's going to be difficult when you look up to try to track the baseball. The wind appears to be pushing in from the outfield. We're set up right behind home plate, and the wind is coming right in at us. And we've seen a couple when both teams were taking infield practice, the final pop-up, both catchers had to run back to the fence because the ball drifted all the way back past the fence. That's how windy it is here before the game started.
Right. It's going to be tough to hit one out today. I think it might be a little bit easier to see the ball because on a clear sky, with our background, with the school in the background, it's kind of tough picking up the ball.
Okay, so the cloud cover might give you just enough of a little separation there where you can see it.
Sure will, okay? But like you said before, you can feel the wind coming in. It's going to be very, very tough to hit one out today.
Well, we're just a few moments away from the start of this game. We're going to take a break. Coming up in a couple of minutes, Lincoln Park and Centennial High School baseball in just a few moments. You're listening to the Treasure Coast Game of the Week. I'm Mike Thomas alongside John Messina, and we are just a few moments away from a great game here at Centennial High School. The Eagles will host Lincoln Park. You got the meeting on the mound between the umpires, the managers, and some of the players for both teams shaking hands at home plate. And that means we're just a few moments away here from what should be a good game between two teams just a couple miles apart from each other. Lincoln Park located up in the Fort Pierce area. So not that much distance separating these two teams, although it's a non-district game. But what are some of the other sporting events that we've got going on? You're the athletic director here at Centennial High School, so you're not just focused on one. You've got all the other sports you have to worry about.
I wish I could focus on one, but I mean, to me, and I think to most athletic directors, April's probably your biggest month because you have 5 district tournaments.
Oh, wow.
We just finished tennis, which we just finished up last week. We have softball, which starts next week, and then baseball and flag football after that. And also we have track next week, boys and girls. So you have a lot of sports going on right at this minute. And then you get into the regionals, which would go into the first and second weeks of May, and then the state finals probably the third week of May.
And then coming up in, the beginning of May, you got spring football. So it's like that starts creeping in on you, too.
Right, it never stops. I mean, we were doing last week we had meetings, and we're doing all our basketball schedules, volleyball, and soccer schedules for next year. So it's just like, it's constant. We don't really get a break on that.
And then, of course, you guys have to come out. You're doing all that other work, and then you look out and you see the rain here, and it's like, well, we got to go get your dirty socks on because it's time to go work on the field.
Yeah, I ruined a few pairs of sneakers today, but I love doing this. I'm very, very proud of the way our field came out. Like I said, our field technician Roy does a great job out here. The field, we did our baseball and softball fields over this year. I'm very, very proud of the way they look, and our facilities here at Centennial.
And the field looks fantastic. And you guys said it poured all day here early on at Centennial High School, and I was out further east, the US 1 and east. During most of the day, but you could tell it rained up in the Port St. Lucie area, and the cloud cover, I mean, they were calling for a beautiful day today, just like we've had the last couple of days on the Treasure Coast, and it never really developed into that, and I almost picked up the phone to call you to see if we were actually going to have a game today, but you come out here and you look at this field, and outside of the gray skies, you can't tell that it rained here at all. I mean, the field looks perfect.
No, we had a few puddles, but we got rid of them pretty quick, but field's in great shape. Like I said, we came out, and we had a company come out and laser grade our baseball and softball fields, and it's going to take a pretty good rainstorm to get a rain delay here.
Excellent. Well, we are ready to, or just about ready to play our baseball game here. Centennial hosting Lincoln Park, and taking the mound for Centennial is going to be a sophomore, Mike Lyons, who has pitched pretty well here at home over the season.
Right. Mike has done a little extra better here at home.
Well, it looks like we're set for the national anthem here at Centennial, so we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with the start of the game. You're listening to the Game of the Week here on WPSL. Back here to Centennial High School. Mike Thomas alongside John Messina as the Centennial Eagles getting set to host Lincoln Park, the high school baseball game of the week. These two teams just a few moments away from first pitch. Centennial will come into the game with a 10-8 overall record. They split their last 2 games. They beat Suncoast and then lost to Jupiter a couple of days ago. Meanwhile, Lincoln Park will come in with a 12-7 record. And they've got a very good team batting average. They're hitting .301 as a team on the season, and their first 2 hitters, Derek Schwimmer and Fer Monpetit, are both very, very good hitters, both averaging over 500 on the season. So we'll see how the top of the order does for Lincoln Park as we get set to start. Your umpires for today's game, Rob Stanton will be calling balls and strikes, and then Danny Neinstein will be patrolling the bases, your 2 umpires for today's game.
We start off right with a lefty-on-lefty matchup here. So let's see how Lyons approaches that. Schwimmer's a great on-base percentage, so we want to throw strikes right from the beginning.
Lyons, a sophomore, will throw a fastball that's going to miss just down low for ball 1.
Now, this infield is very, very quick, so if you notice third baseman, how shallow he is.
Here's the 1-0. And that one catches the outside part of the strike zone. Strike 1 called.
Okay, 2 pitches inside-outside, so that's a good sign.
Lyons on the mound, quick between his pitches. Here's the 1-1. And that one paints the corner. Strike 2.
So it's 3 straight fastballs. So what do you think there, Mike? Next pitch.
Well, We'll see if he has a changeup or something off speed.
Something's got to go off speed here, I think.
And that one is poked right out over the glove of Lyons there on the mound. It is scooped up by the second baseman, Joe Tesoriero, but he's unable to throw over to first in time as that one just took a high hop and gave Schwimmer enough time to beat out the infield single.
Yeah, Joey made a nice play, but once he got that ball all over the pitcher's mound with his speed, there was no way. But, Joe made a nice play. He just beat it out.
So, leadoff is on. Derek Schwimmer with a base hit to start the game, and then Fer Montpetit will come in. A right-handed hitter going up against the lefty Lions. Runner at first. Schwimmer taking a decent lead over there.
Got a nice lead at first, real nice lead.
And we're going to get a throw back over to first.
So Lions saw the same thing that you and I saw.
Absolutely.
Okay.
The left-handed Lions able to just kind of look up and see right over there.
That's it.
Get a defensive lineup here for Centennial. We already mentioned Lions on the mound. Playing catcher this evening is number 32, Caleb Yancey. Lions throws back over to first once again. Playing the bases here for Centennial from first to third will be Mike Fazzino, Joe Tesoriero, and John Cunningham, with Ruben Garcia playing shortstop. And then your outfield from left to right will be John Miller, R.D. Lyons, and Brandon Yust. Here's the pitch, and it's a bunt down the first base line, but it's foul.
I mean, he was bunting all the way on that. There was no bunt and run. It was just a straight sacrifice bunt on that.
And the runner, Schwimmer, got a great jump.
He got a great jump. They might be looking to steal first and then bunt him over.
Because even though that ball came off the bat with a lot of speed and kind of went pretty far down the first base line, the Schwimmer was almost already at second base. 0-1 count.
He's got a nice lead. He's definitely getting into Lyons' head a little bit here. Okay, anytime if you're a base runner and the pitcher notices you, more than once, you're getting into his head.
Runner's going as he'll have to come back as the second pitch in was a strike. And the catcher, Yancey, doing a great job jumping up, and Schwimmer didn't want any part of it, so he had to trot back to first.
Yancey's got a nice arm. He's only a sophomore.
0-2 count. Lyons with the windup. The pitch swung on and missed, strike three. So 1 out away here for Lincoln Park in the top of the first. Scoreless runners on first. And we're going to get Ian Claudio, the second baseman, coming up.
That was definitely a ball. It was high and outside on that. It was a good pitch. He came inside and then he went outside and high.
He fooled Montpetit just enough. He had to chase it and wasn't able to make contact. And that's the first out.
Another lefty-on-lefty matchup here.
Schwimmer again with the good lead over at first. Lyons looking right at him. We'll now glance back towards Yancey at the plate, and then we're going to get a timeout called by Claudio as he steps out of the batter's box.
Very, very smart thing that Claudio did. I mean, if the pitcher holding the ball, he's the one that's going to win. Okay? Anytime you have a little stalemate like that, you got to call time. Then it comes back to you.
And the throw is going to miss outside. Ball one.
Now, what do you think, Mike? Do you think they're going to send him now, or?
He's had a good jump and he's been taking a good lead. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes any day now. He tried to go that one time, but
he just took an extra step. One more step than he did last time.
And Lyons sees it as well, so he'll throw back over to Fazzino at first.
Now, a lot of times with a lefty on the mound, you're going to do a little bit of guessing. You're going to go on first movement. Okay. It's first movement that the pitcher has. Now, you're taking a chance. If he throws over, you got to keep going, though.
Lyons goes into his windup, delivers a pitch, swung on and missed. The runner's going. The throw from Yancey, and it's too low. It hopped into the glove of Garcia, and Schwimmer was able to slide in safely. So the throw was a strike. It evens up the count, 1 ball, 1 strike, but Schwimmer's able to steal second.
That was a hit and run. Okay, he missed the pitch on that, but that was definitely a hit and run on that.
So Schwimmer moves over to second. Lincoln Park getting a runner in scoring position.
Now, what Yancey's going out to the mound to talk to Lyons is they might be changing up the signs a little bit because the runner on second base can definitely see the signs and relay them in. So usually they'll change them up a little bit.
It looked like Rob Stanton, the home base umpire, was coming out just in time to break that up, but Yancey was able to break away.
Yeah, Rob has them on the clock when they go out there, which is good. You got to speed up the game. You know, sometimes baseball games can go a little bit too long.
1-1 count, 1 out, top of the first, still scoreless. Schwimmer's in scoring position for Lincoln at second. They were shut out last time these two teams played, and the Lions is going to step off the bag.
Yeah, they played the last time they played on February 19th, and Centennial won 4-0 up at Longwood.
Combined no-hitter in that game.
Yes.
Lincoln Park getting their first hit early in this one and see if they can get the runner home, but this is going to be popped up behind the home plate. Yancey takes his mask off but couldn't find it, and that one drifted out of play.
Now we got to go to the most important discussion all day. Who's catching the pop-ups?
Well, I thought we already described this. It's you. Where's your glove?
I forgot my gloves. I think I gave it to my son. He's playing right field. No. Yeah, at least we got the screen here. Treasure Coast, I thought we were going to get clobbered a few times.
Yeah, we already took one pop-up off the tent that we got above us.
Off the tent.
And you can use that Hall of Fame ring that you're wearing.
I'll grab the next one. I got it under control.
Well, it looks like Schwimmer, the base runner for Lincoln Park, has gotten into the head of Lions a little bit. Lions seems to be stepping off more than he's pitching.
I think he has more step-offs than pitches this inning. He's got a great lead at second, too. Great lead.
Tesoriero will come back, and Lions will step up. He's only thrown 10 pitches in the game. 2 balls, 8 strikes.
It's a good percentage. 7 step-offs.
Yeah, about that.
About 7. Real good lead at second base. Real good.
1-2 count. And the pitch, and check swing, and the pitch is outside, ball 2.
Now, the second baseman is noticing that, and he's cheating over toward the bag. Now, look at the hole that you have between first and second. The first baseman and the second base. Second baseman's almost by the bag on a left-handed hitter. Just a normal ground ball to where the second baseman should be is right into right field.
We're going to get a throw back to second. And Tesoriero is able to make the catch, but Schwimmer slides in safely underneath the tag. Big spin move from Lions there on this throwback to second.
I mean, he's got you could drive 3 Mack trucks through that hole on the right side right there. I mean, that's a gigantic hole right there.
Here's the throw, and it's popped up, and it looks like it's drifting towards out of play. The first baseman, Fazzino, will run over to the fence, but he ran out of real estate. The ball drifted out of play, and the count will remain 2-2.
Now, you know what I noticed, and Schwimmer at second base did this very intelligently. As soon as he saw that ball was foul, he went right back to the base and tagged. So if the first baseman catches that and it's going away from home plate, I mean, he could tag up and go to third on that. Very smart play.
2-2 count, 1 out. Lions turns around, delivers a fastball that is pulled foul down the first base line.
It's a pretty long inning so far.
So far, 9 minutes. 13 pitches for Lions.
In 9 minutes.
In 9 minutes.
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes off toward third. He's got a really good lead.
And he's shown that speed already here in this game. The 2-2 upstairs, ball 3.
It's going to be tough to hit one deep to left and left center with that wind coming in today. You know, right it might carry a little bit better, but left and left center is going to be really tough.
Lions will check off Schwimmer at second. Turns around, delivers the 3-2. And it's a drop third strike. The throw over to first is in time, so they get the second out. And Schwimmer will stay at second.
Now notice what Yancey did on that is that it was a drop third strike, but when he made the throw down to first, he took 1, 2, 3 steps toward the infield, so he has a much better angle of throwing to the first baseman, so he doesn't throw behind that runner.
We've seen that a few times where sometimes the catchers pick it up and try to gun it down the first base line, and there's just not a good angle because the runner's trying to run down first base as well. Of course, we've also seen where the runner gets called out for not being in his lane.
Exactly. We saw that last game.
And the next pitch in as the batter up for Lincoln Park is number 13, the catcher, Matthew Frederick, and first pitch to him is going to be downstairs, ball 1.
Frederick batting .308 on the season with 13 RBIs, second on the team in RBIs.
He might be able to get another RBI here with Schwimmer's speed. If he pokes one into the outfield, throw back to second, is going to roll off the bag, but Schwimmer's going to be held up at second. And certainly with Schwimmer's speed, if Frederick can poke one into play, either through that massive hole between first and second or just anywhere else, he might be able to score Schwimmer and pick up his 14th RBI of the season.
Well, with 2 outs, you're going. First inning, 2 outs, a base hit to the outfield, you're coming home on that.
Lyons will check off Schwimmer at second, turns around, delivers a pitch, swung on and missed, and it's fouled back, and Schwimmer was going on that one. He was already at third by the time the ball hit the bat.
He had third base standing up. Okay, and I think he's picking something up on Lyons, how many times he is looking back at second base. Now, again, this is a little bit different. There's still that gigantic hole on the right-hand side, but this is a right-handed batter. If Frederick tries to go the opposite way here,
throwback attempt, or Lyons made it look like he was going to throw back. Schwimmer steps back easily, and Lyons ends up holding on to the baseball. 1-1 count. Another potential throwback attempt over at second. Lyon just spins around, and now we're going to get a timeout called as Yancey, the catcher, will come out from behind home plate to talk to his young pitcher on the mound.
Let's see how quick Rob Stanton, the home plate umpire, goes out there now.
And at this point, if you're Yancey, what do you think you're saying to Lyons out on the mound?
This one I don't know.
This one?
This one I don't know. Last time I knew they were changing up the signs.
1-1 count, 2 outs, top of the first inning, still scoreless. Lincoln Park has a runner in scoring position at second. And the fourth batter in their lineup, Matthew Frederick, is at the plate with 1 ball, 1 strike. Lyons delivers a fastball, popped up, drifting back out of play. Yancey takes his mask off, but Fazzino ends up getting closer, and it still drifts out of play.
One thing that Lyons is doing very, very good this inning is his location. And it's not up and down. It's in and out. He's been inside, outside. I think he's doing an excellent job with that. There, Frederick really was protecting the plate and swung at a pitch that was off the outside part of the plate there.
1-2 count, 2 outs. Lyons another potential throwback to second, but he holds on to it. Now he's just gotten to the point where he just wants Schwimmer to step back onto the second.
They're definitely getting to know each other over there.
They're doing a tango. Here's the pitch, and this one's poked into play. It's a slow grounder to the third, scooped up by Cunningham. The throw over to first is in time. Fazzino reaches out for it, and that's the third out. So Lincoln Park gets 1 hit. They strand 1 runner, and we are scoreless as we move to the bottom of the first inning. We'll take a break. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week. Centennial High School as the bottom of the first inning is underway. Joe Tesoriero is the leadoff batter for Centennial, and he's facing off against Lincoln Park pitcher Drew Apuliisi. And Apuliisi, the sidearm pitcher, down in the count 2-0 to Tesoriero. And he finally gets one across the strike zone there on the 2-0 pitch. It's now 2-1.
Doing very good with the names. I want to commend you right off the bat.
I'm just going to pretend.
Okay. No, that was really good.
Fake it till you know it. 2-1. And this one is pulled foul down the third base line. So Apuliisi is able to drop down in the count to 2-0 and then battles his way back to tie it up 2-2.
And then that's Joe's job up there. He's trying to get as many pitches as he can as a leadoff hitter. He's done a great job for us the last 2 years as our leadoff hitter.
2-2 pitch, and this is a line drive foul out of play down the first base line. 2-2 count still. And it's not only just for the leadoff hitter to be able to see a lot of pitches and try to drive the base count up, but it's for everybody else in the dugout, right? To be able to see what kind of stuff he's got. There's a shot that's put into play. It's popped up a little bit as it drifts out to left field. Matt Almeida will find it, track it down in the clouds, and make the grab for the first out.
Now, you could see right off the bat how that wind held that up. I mean, he hit that pretty well. That would have been out by the warning track. But the wind knocked it down. It was just a routine fly ball.
John Miller Looks like a left-handed hitter stepping up to the bat. Second guy in the lineup for Centennial. Brandon Yes, the right fielder, is going to be on deck. First pitch into him is going to try to find that bottom left part of the strike zone, but it's too far outside, and Miller's ahead in the count 1-0.
John's got great speed. Don't be surprised to see a bunt down third base.
Similar pitch, but it drops down out of the strike zone. Miller swung over top of it. We got a 1-1 count.
Yeah, he might be looking to drop one down third.
Pugliese, the windup, sidearm pitched, and this one is fouled down into the dirt. 1-2 count.
Pitcher works very, very, very fast, and I think Rob was saying, hey, just give me a break in between pitches for a minute. No, he's doing a nice job. I like the way he drops down.
1-2 count. And umpire Stanton was coming back from that meeting with a smile on his face. This pitch, a little bit off speed, that missed low and outside, evens the count up. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's really tough to pick up the ball. It's a little different delivery than you normally see, but it looks like it's very effective.
And this one's fouled down once again.
Well, they're getting him throwing a lot of pitches. Joe saw 6 or 7 pitches, and I think this is going to be a 6 for John right here. So at least they're seeing a lot of pitches right here.
Here's the 2-2. This one's a slow grounder over to first. It is scooped up by Prusetti, and then he'll race over to first and get the out unassisted. Mario Prusetti with the ground out.
And you could see the way that pitch was. He got him right on the fist right there, and it was just, a weak ground ball to first.
So just want to talk about the difference in speed between the 2 starting pitchers here tonight. Mike Lyons, starting pitcher for Centennial, about 16 minutes to go through 19 pitches. Here's Drew Pugliese. He's been pitching for about 3 minutes, and he's already up to 12. This is number 13. His first pitch into Yes is a fastball in there, strike 1.
There's a big difference, but there's no difference because you'll get the scoreboard and 0-0.
There's not much there, no?
Not much difference.
The end result's the same.
Exactly.
Breaking ball is pushed over to third. Dive by Mejias at third is too slow, and then Monpetit is able to pick it up, and he's all the way back on the grass, and he's unable to make a throw, so Brandon Yuss gets the first hit of the game for Centennial with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first.
And coming up is Ruben Garcia, who's probably been our best hitter all year. Ruben, we played over at Palm Beach Gardens a few weeks ago. He had 2 home runs against a very, very good Gardens team. And then last week we played against Okeechobee and hit one out at the Met Stadium all the way out to the fence at the backfield. So it was over 400 feet. Very impressive.
He's a tall guy, but looks fairly skinny. The tradition one surprised me because that's a big field.
That's a very big field. And, Ruben's going to be drafted. There's no doubt about that. It's just a matter of where and what his decision is going to be, either to go try to play, professionally or try to go to college.
And the first pitch into Garcia's below the knees, ball 1.
I got a funny feeling he's not going to see too many fastballs right now. But then again, if they're definitely throwing curves and changes, this is where I try to steal. If he's not throwing fastballs.
And a fastball down in the dirt.
Yeah, that looked like it. It was a fastball, but it was like a missed fastball. I don't know how much they're going to give him the hit. He's been really, really on the ball lately. 2-0 pitch. This might be his pitch right here.
There's the 2-0. Once again, down below the knees and hitting the dirt as soon as it crosses the plate. 3-0 count.
Right, now you have a choice here. Do you give him the green on 3-0? You got to give him a green if it's a hittable pitch, not just 3-0, I'm going to swing at anything that goes up there.
We'll see. He just pulled the bat back, and fourth pitch was down in the dirt once again, so Garcia's walked on 4 straight pitches. So Centennial gets 2 base runners on. Brandon Yes, the leadoff guy, over at second, and then Garcia's at first, and we've got the middle of the lineup coming up. R.D. Lyons, the center fielder, is coming up now with the designated hitter Zach Moody on deck.
And R.D. has, again, very, very good speed. Anything in the gaps, R.D. can motor around the bases.
2 outs in the bottom of the first, scoreless. Lincoln Park and Centennial. Pugliese delivers a pitch that's once again down low. That's 5 straight pitches for Pugliese that's down low.
And they've all been in the same spot, low and a little bit outside.
And if he can get that pitch just a couple inches higher and get it to catch the strike zone, that would be pretty dangerous for these Centennial batters. Here's the 1-0. That's a shot. That's a pop-up out to third. Or it drifts all the way back to the mound, and the shortstop, Furmont Petit, comes up, makes the grab, and then tumbles over the pitcher's mound, but he's able to hold on to the ball, and it's the third out. So we've played one inning here, and we're still scoreless. Centennial strands 2 runners on. We move to the top of the second. We'll take a break. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week. High school here as we start the top of the second inning. Chris Ludwig, the 5th batter in Lincoln Park's lineup, is due up, along with Mario Persuti and Chris Mejias. Ludwig took 2 pitches. He's fallen down in the count 0-2, and then he just lined one foul over the first base line, and this one he grounds one foul down the first base line. So the left-handed hitter, Ludwig, has seen 4 pitches. They've all ended up as strikes, and he's still alive over there, but he keeps pulling them down that first base.
This is the 3rd Lincoln Park batter out of 5 that have been left-handed going against the left-handed pitcher Lions.
And the sophomore Lions pitched pretty well in that first inning. Only gave up the 1 hit, and he got his 3rd strikeout of the night. There's his number 3, as that one seemed like he pulled the string on it a little bit. Ludwig swung over top.
That was a great change. And notice this inning, I mean, I know there's nobody on base, but he's working a lot quicker.
Well, I did notice last inning when he was facing Schwimmer at the plate, he was going quick between his pitches, but then as soon as Schwimmer got on, he showed such great speed that it really, Lyon had to jump off the bag a couple times. And but now that he's got nobody on, he seems to be right back to his quick 1-2-3 pitches. And his first pitch into Persuti is a ball, and it's a 1-0 count. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's a line drive grounder that's into the glove of Cunningham. He throws over to first. Fazzino reaches for it, and the second out's away.
We got 2 quick outs. They must know you have another game tonight.
We got the St. Lucie Mets coming up right after this on WPSL 1590. Baseball doubleheader. Make sure to stay tuned for that. Coming up, Chris Mejias, 7th batter in the Lincoln Park lineup.
And I can't thank the St. Lucie Mets and Paul Tagliera and everybody for what they do for high school ball.
A lot of high school games being played out there every year. A lot of local teams get a chance to go out there and just regular season games, district games, rivalry games, it doesn't matter, and they're all a good time.
Yeah, one of the fondest memories I'll ever have of my high school career within athletics is when we had the state championship there for 4 years, and Paul and his crew and Tommy Bose and his crew, they were just terrific. I can't thank them enough for what they did for high school athletics.
Chris Mejias has a 1-1 count. He had a strike on the first pitch, and then the second pitch was a ball that hit the plate. 2 outs top of the second, and this one's put into play. It's a little looper out to shallow left field. It's going to drift foul. Storming back on that one.
Well, all 3 of them were going after that. Third baseman, shortstop, and the left fielder. But again, notice the wind, how even with a pop-up like that, knocking it down. So, this wind's going to be pretty strong all game today.
And John Cunningham was the one chasing after that one, but came up just empty. So it's a long strike 2. And we have a 1-2 count. Lyons will go into his windup. Delivers a fastball, swung on and missed. Strike 3, another strikeout for Lyons. And that was a quick 1-2-3 inning. We will take a break and come back with the bottom of the second. Centennial up for the second time this evening. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week here live from Centennial High School. Centennial High School, and due up for the Eagles. Zach Moody, the DH, will lead off. Mike Fazzino, the first baseman, and Caleb Yancey, the catcher, is on deck. Pugliese once again with his 21st pitch of the game, and that is one that gets across the knees. Strike 1 called on Moody, and that was a pitch that he was going to most of the first inning, that he was having trouble finding the strike zone, but it seems like he got it up just enough. Got the strike there, and here we get an off-speed pitch that drops into the strike zone. Strike 2.
Yeah, these first 2 pitches this inning, he looks way better under control there. I like the way he drops down. It's really tough to pick that up.
0-2 swung on and missed. Strike 3, and that is a quick 1-2-3. A great performance there from Pugliese.
So you're happy now. Now we're back on a roll, huh?
I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, we said that the other night, and we ended up going extra innings.
Well, every time we get together, we get extra innings. We had 9 innings against South Fork here earlier in the year, 8 innings with Martin County and Treasure Coast a couple weeks ago.
You guys have not seen my overtime bill yet.
Mike Fazzino steps up, the first baseman, his first at-bat today, and the first pitch he sees from the sidearm slinger Apuliisi is down in the dirt, ball 1.
Both pitchers are working very quick now.
Another 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 1.
Nice pitch. His ball's moving to the right-handed hitters. It's moving outside.
1-1 count, 1 out. Bottom of the second, still scoreless. That one, I don't know, did it look like it came out of the hand a little weird?
Came out, it was a little breaking pitch on that. A little breaking pitch.
Little breaking pitch that just kind of...
A little bit inside.
Yeah, it stayed inside on Apuliisi. Here's the 2-1. This one's put into play. It's a slow grounder, and it's scooped up by the third baseman, Mejias. He throws over to first, and a great throw and a great extension from Pursuti as he's able to reach out, make that grab for the second out.
Nice play, and then Danny Neinstein down at first made a good call there. Now, we don't have the advantage of the instant replay here, unless that's going to be for next year.
We got the TV angle.
We got the TV angle, but we can't see it. Or maybe we can.
No, I don't think we can.
No, we can't. But Craig will let us know if it's a bad play.
First pitch into Caleb Yancey is going to just miss the strike zone, ball 1.
But we do. If I would put my phone, not that I know how to do it, if I would have my phone here, we could see the TV.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, but don't ask me that when it has to do with technology. That's not my thing here.
1-0 pitch stays low, ball 2.
I was the last person that had the rotary phones. The last.
Really?
The last one.
My dad had one when I was growing up. I loved those phones.
I still do it. I had sores in my fingers from doing that.
2-0 pitch stays outside, ball 3.
But you always like that click when you were doing it. You don't remember.
I remember very well.
You don't remember.
You had the click as you got in, and then the tick, 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 tick as it came all the way back.
You don't remember. You're just trying to make me feel good.
3-0 pitch. I used to use it as a toy. Is in there, strike 1.
I mean, you think of kids nowadays, with calculators and everything digital, ask a young kid how to tell time with a clock, and they're going to look at you. Where's the numbers?
How to use an abacus. The first pitch is poked into play. Claudia scoops it up. The second baseman will throw over to Pursuti, and that's the third out. We better take a break before I get John Messina mad at me. It was still scoreless heading to the top of the third. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week live from Centennial High School. Royce Neal, Matt Almeida, and Derek Schwimmer due up for Lincoln Park as we move to the top of the third inning. Still scoreless, both teams with a base hit in the first inning, but unable to get anybody on base there in the last inning.
Oh, both pitchers doing a great job. That was a great second inning for both pitchers here.
So we'll see if we can keep it up. Mike Lyons up on the mound. Catcher Caleb Yancey trotting back after a quick word before we start the inning. Royce Neal, another left-handed hitter for this Lincoln Park team. Is he the fourth or fifth?
That's the fourth. Fourth out of 8 batters.
He gets set up in the batter's box. That right side of the plate getting a lot of work. First pitch swung on and fouled off. Strike 1.
There's a great stat. I don't remember the exact figures, but I remember when I was coaching, if you get a first pitch strike, the batter is more than 150 points less than if it was a first pitch ball, their batting average. It's just tremendous in high school, the importance of first pitch strike. Even in the majors, but high school is more important.
0-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 2.
I mean, Lyons is really in a nice groove right now. Now, if I'm Lincoln Park, he's working too quick. I would slow him down a little bit.
Start calling timeouts, doing whatever you can to get him out of the rhythm. 0-2 pitch. That one a little bit off speed that hung out there and just dropped right before it got to the plate. Neal was able to hold off, and it's ball 1.
See, an 0-2 pitch is not going to be a waste pitch. An 0-2 pitch is something just off the edge that you want them to swing at.
1-2, and this one's pushed out into play, and it's going to land for a base hit. Found the gap between the shortstop and the center fielder, and Lyons throws it back in, but we do have the base hit, second hit of the game for Lincoln Park. Neal's on base, and now we've seen last time that Lyons had a base runner on, he slowed down a lot and did a lot of throws over to first and second, trying to get the runner, but we'll see how he handles it with Neal over at first.
And also, Lincoln Park did both things last time. Oh, they tried hit and run, they did steal, and they tried to bunt. So they tried all three combinations there.
Matt Almeida, the 9th batter in the lineup for Lincoln Park, is coming up, and we're going to get a throw-off attempt, or a pickoff attempt over at first. Strong throw, but Neal's able to slide in face first, and he's safe.
I wouldn't be surprised if he puts it down here.
Lyons gets the call from Yancey, and he turns around, delivers a fastball. It's swung on and missed, strike one.
Good pitch, good pitch. Fastball on the inside. Really tough to hit on that pitch right there. Let's see if Lincoln Park tries to make something happen. This is going to be a low-scoring game. Now, I'm saying that. We're going to end up 12-11, 17 innings into the darkness again.
I don't know. I have a feeling that we're getting the monitor set up over here.
Oh, we are getting a monitor.
And a pitch out as Lyons throws it high and outside. Yancey jumps out and makes a move over towards first, but Neal's able to step back.
No replay, guys.
If I get the monitor, boy, I rate now. I'm really impressed if I'm getting the monitor here. I might do this for free again.
1-1 count. Lyons on the mound, delivers a pitch, swung on and missed, strike two.
Good pitches. He threw a fastball up, he missed it, then he went even higher. What I would do again is go right up the ladder right there and make that third fastball even higher.
So you go upstairs this time?
I go way upstairs this time. That you couldn't hit with the ladder.
1-2 count. Nobody out yet in the top of the third. One base runner's on. And Lyons will step off. And now he gets back set up, and it looks like we are good to go.
I'm very impressed. I'm touched. I'm humbled.
Ask and you shall receive.
We got a monitor here. This is terrific.
So 1-2 count.
So now I can see if I make a bad call myself here.
Yeah, you'll be able to, if you catch it in time.
If I catch it in time, I'll switch it. I wonder if there's a delay on that.
There's 1-2. Runners going. It's down in the dirt. It's a ball, and Yancey's going to throw almost in time, but not, as it looked like Neal was able to slide in underneath the tag. His momentum actually took him off the base, but Tesoriero wasn't able to get the tag in time, and Neal is safe at second.
Yancey made a great play right there, coming up, picking up a ball in the dirt. And I think the throw was just a little bit in front of the base, and he slid by it. Craig, we got to thank you. I'm very impressed with this monitor.
1-2 count. I'm sorry, 2-2 count. And here's the throw, and that one's fouled back and almost into the glove of Yancey, but he wasn't able to control it.
That would have been his fifth strikeout.
It would have been.
Yep, added to 9 batters. That's pretty impressive.
And we're going to get Stanton coming in and give a couple words to Lyons as they walk back to the mound together. And now home plate umpire Stanton comes back, smile on his face every time he comes back from talking to these pitchers on the mound. 2-2 count. Lyons checks off the runner at second, turns around, delivers a pitch. That one stays down low, ball 3.
Yancey made a good play, keeping that in front of him. And again, you could see Lyons working a little bit differently out of the stretch than when nobody's on. When nobody's on, he's a ball fire.
I would say it's a big difference from when nobody's on to when they've got a base runner on. Lyons turns around, checks Neal at second, delivers a pitch. That one is fouled down into the dirt once again.
You know, you see the catcher drop the foul tip, and you say you wish he had it. That's got to be the toughest play in baseball.
It's got to be a lot of luck, don't you think?
It's a lot of luck too. That ball is spinning and tipped. I mean, yeah, I think it's a lot of luck, especially when it's low.
Yeah.
And you go in there, but you can never fault the catcher for dropping a foul tip. Never.
Here's the full count pitch, low and inside, ball 4. Almeida is able to get over to first, so Lincoln Park has runners on first and second with nobody out here in the top of the third, and the top of the orders coming up for Lincoln Park with Derek Schwimmer and all the problems that he caused back in the first inning.
Now, what was that, about 8 or 9 pitches, right?
Yeah.
That was a great job. Great job by the 9th batter. Great job. Okay.
We got a conference on the mound, Yancey and Lyons talking it out. Yancey with some words of wisdom for his pitcher. And we'll see how Lyons handles going through the lineup a second time.
Now, you see, second base umpire Danny Neinstein was giving Rob Stanton signals right there. And you wonder what that was about. Danny was saying, I'm going to take third base, you take this base if there's a play there, or other way. But they would just coordinate with each other, which I thought was excellent. You know, who's going to take which base? Because remember, we only have a 2-man crew in high school.
Mm-hmm.
For the playoffs, we have a 3-man crew.
Here's the pitch, and that one is going to find the strike zone. That's a great pitch by Lyons. Schwimmer showed bunt, pulled it back, but it's still strike one.
He might drop one down here. Now, if you're going to bunt it, you want to make, with a left-handed pitcher on the mound, you want to bunt it toward third and make that third baseman field it, because he has no play if he fields it. Also, if a left-handed pitcher picks it up going toward third, he's got a super tough throw right there, too.
And with Schwimmer's speed, if he just put it halfway down third and let it die in the grass, he might be able to get the first just outright.
Sure. Now, his job right now is you got to move those runners over, both of them. That's his number one job. Number two, if he gets it down, then you can, beat it out. But just lay it down.
0-1 count. Garcia went to try to cover second behind Neal, and Lyons will step off the bag. And we're going to get a timeout called here as Coach Zeminski wants to come out and talk it over with his young pitcher and the rest of the infield.
And I can watch this on my brand new monitor right here I have in front of me. Look how clear that is.
How's your lip reading?
That's pretty good.
Well, what's he saying to his team right now?
He's saying throw strikes.
Throw strikes?
Throw strikes, and the announcers are real hungry. Let's speed it up so we can get out of here. You got another game to do.
Well, 0-1 count, nobody out here in the top of the third. This is the first real bit of trouble that either team has gotten into with multiple runners on and nobody out.
They're having a nice conference here. Rob's going out. I can tell without even looking. Rob's going out.
You have that timer in your head.
I got that timer in my head. They hit it.
How many years have you been out there and you get out there to start your conversation with the pitcher? We've got 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Here we go.
No, never.
Never?
Never. But I would always talk to the umpire on the way in, so.
I'm going to need a couple extra minutes on this.
Yeah, I would talk to him on the way out, the way in, ask him how he's doing.
Butter him up. 0-1 count.
They if you think of it, they got the toughest job. I mean, I know they have all this new instant replay in baseball, and I hope they never go to an automatic strike zone, because then what's the home plate umpire ever going to do?
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing. Foul tips, plays at the plate. You got to have the human element in there a little bit.
Here's the throw, and it's in the dirt. Yancey tries to pick it up, but both base runners are going to advance. So that was the first mistake here from either team early on in this one.
Okay, now let's see what they're going to do with the infield. They are bringing them in with no outs. So, runner on third base got to decide, am I going to go on contact right away?
Here's the pitch, and this is hit a short grounder over to first. The base runner is going to hold up at third and second, and Fazzino does a great job making sure that they stay at third and second before he touches first for the out. So that's the first out of the inning, but Lincoln Park still in great position here with runners in scoring position and just 2 outs.
Now this sounds very simple, but what Fazzino did, 3 things. Caught the ball, looked the runner back, and got the out. It sounds very simple, but it's not that simple, and it was an excellent job.
It's going to bring up Furman Petit, and he pops this one up, and it's going to drift just a little bit behind home plate. Yancey goes back and makes the grab for the second out. So, boy, the last 2 pitches worked out really well for Centennial.
Now, if Lincoln Park does not score, the momentum that they had going is going to be shifted back to Centennial next inning. So maybe that's what Coach Zeminski went out and told him.
quit messing around and get these outs?
The outs. I don't know if he said it that nice, but.
This is Ian Claudio, and he will foul it back to the backstop, his first pitch.
What did he do last time?
He was drop third strike.
And I think that's the one that he swung at a bad pitch.
Mm-hmm.
Up and in, and he just swung at one right there. Now, the only problem with taking a chance now with those type of pitches is you have a runner on third base.
0-1 pitch, and this one's hit into play over to the second baseman, Tesoriero. He throws over to Fazzino at first, and the throw is in time. Out number 3. Lincoln Park gets runners to second and third, but they can't get anybody home. They strand 2 more, and we're still scoreless moving to the bottom of the third. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week live from Centennial High School. Back to Centennial High School, and great defensive inning for Centennial there. They got into a little bit of trouble, 2 runners advancing to second and third with nobody out, but Lions was able to battle out of it.
Oh, that was a great job. Absolutely great job. Now let's talk about the important stuff here.
Okay.
Since I got a monitor, what else can I get here? I'm looking for a chair, nice chair back.
Little director's chair.
Little director's chair here.
You get a rider going so you could,
Absolutely. And how about the spotter?
Get some fruit. Yeah. Put into the trailer a little bit later.
Oh, absolutely. No,
Number 13, John Cunningham, stepping into the batter's box. Right-handed hitter, his first at-bat today. The first pitch to him is strike 1, and then he holds off on the 0-1 pitch. That's got a little bit of movement on it, and it moves right into the strike zone. So just like that, Cunningham down in the count 0-2.
That's a great pitch to right-handed batter.
Here's the 0-2 pitch, hit down the third base line and foul. And it looks like Apuliisi with his sidearm throw, right-handed thrower throwing it sidearm. That's got to be tough for these right-handed hitters to see.
It's definitely coming sidearm, and then once in a while he'll come right over the top. A lot of times with 2 strikes, like maybe right now.
And that one was, I don't know what that was, if he was coming down to protect the plate or not, but he poked it foul down the first base line.
And I really applaud the effort first base coach Al made. Just watch that ball go by. I thought he'd be able to backhand it. I used to make a deal with the third baseman all the time when I was coaching third. That was a ball up high. Anytime the ball was hit hard, foul ball, he would get it. Any of the slow rolls, I'd come out and make a good play, so everybody would cheer there.
Here's the 1-2. And this one's popped up, and that's going to drift out of play.
Once in a while, that sidearm curve hangs. If it does hang. Did it hit one of the trucks?
I think it hit the TV truck, I think.
Did it hit the TV truck? Well, there goes my monitor. There goes my director's chair now. Now I'm going to get a bill.
We're going to get a timeout by Cunningham. Just heard the entire audience go, ooh.
Now, it could have been your boss's car.
It could have been.
That's true.
There's the 1-2. And that one was down low. Cunningham went golfing and pulled it foul.
That's a nice pitch right there. He comes right down and in to the right-handed batter.
Yeah, because you're probably not going to get that one in play.
Everybody's looking at the truck back there. Send us the bill. It's going to be the bill. It's going to be sent to me.
1-2. And that one's down below the knees. Evens it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I learned that a long time ago. When I go to a baseball game, you park as far away as you feel like you don't get hit.
You always get scared. Some of these high school fields, the parking lot's right behind the fence.
Yeah.
And with the way that these high school kids hit the ball nowadays, it doesn't feel safe.
Well, when I was in Jensen Beach, look at where Jensen Beach High is, right on the street right there.
Oh, yeah.
That's that they put up that big net.
Full count, 3-2, and it's swung on and missed. Strike 3. Cunningham goes down swinging. And we're back to the top of the order for Centennial. Tesoriero and Miller up on deck.
Great pitch. Again, with the right-handed hitters, when he comes sidearm, that's going to be tough to hit.
So Tesoriero, the second baseman, 0 for 1 in the game, flew out to shallow left field. Here's the pitch. And that one was a breaking ball that stayed up high right up until the plate, and then it dropped right into the strike zone. Tesoriero watched it go by. He's down in the count, 0-1. And the next pitch hit into play. Apuliisi tried to barehand it, realized what he was doing, pulled his hand back, and then you had the shortstop, Montpetit, go diving fully extended for it, but it was outside his glove, so Tesoriero gets a base hit.
It looks like he has only thrown 11 innings based upon the stats that we have this year, but he's a great 1.27 ERA. And he has 5 appearances, which makes me think he's been the relief pitcher most of the year, and now he's starting. He could be tough. Now, Joe could run at first base here, so I think something's going to happen, either a straight steal or a button run or a hit and run or something. But
John Miller pulls back from that one in his first pitch. It's ball 1, and then Frederick jumped out from behind the plate.
See, that's tough. If the catcher pops up too soon, that doesn't give the umpire a chance to make that real good call.
Here's a bunt laid perfectly down the third base line. The third baseman picks it up and will throw over and get Miller out at first. Chris Mejias with the throw, but that does move Tesoriero over to second base, and we've got 2 outs in the bottom of the third.
Now, for a fraction of a second, 4 Lincoln Park players looked at third base and there was nobody there. So you had your catcher, your pitcher, your shortstop, and your third baseman ran there at the same time. So that was good, because a lot of times with a bunt down third, if you don't be that observant and that runner's going, he can go all the way to third from first.
Brandon Yost, he had a single his last time up. See what he can do against the Pugliese. Pugliese will check back Tesoriero at second, turn around, deliver a pitch. He seems to be in the zone right now. That breaking ball is just painting the inside part of the strike zone.
Yeah, it's dropping right in there, like you said before, and he's getting ahead first pitch strike.
0-1 count. The throw, fastball. That one stayed down low, ball 1.
Outfield's playing pretty deep for you, pretty deep on that. And again, the ball is not traveling real well today with this wind coming in.
This will be the 48th pitch of the game, and it's going to miss inside, ball 2. 2-1 count.
I don't think they want to walk Brandon, and then he would have to face Garcia right there.
Yeah, I don't think you'd want to see Garcia with runners at first and second.
No place to put him.
Even with 2 outs.
Yeah.
Here's the 2-1.
Oh,
and
nice.
that one's in the strike zone, evens it up, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Nice pitch. I've been saying that over and over again, but it's a nice pitch coming in here.
Both pitchers throwing some nasty stuff here today.
Right. Now Centennial has somebody down their bullpen already.
Well, Lions already at 48 pitches thrown on the game. This is lifted out to left field. It's going to land safely. Tesoriero rounds third. He's going to home. The throw is not going to be in time. Tesoriero scores, and Yost with his RBI single is able to advance over to second, and the Eagles take a 1-0 lead.
Now looking at my new monitor over here, did he hesitated coming around third for
He sure did. He held up just a split second, and that allowed the throw to be a little bit closer.
Yeah, I thought they might have had him. I mean, the catcher did all he could do going up and getting that ball, but I don't know why he hesitated a little bit with 2 outs.
I don't know, and it looks like there might have been Matthew Frederick, the catcher. It seemed like he's been uncomfortable since he came up from that one, and umpire Stanton just you're getting the attention of the Lincoln Park coaches. They came over to talk it out, and Frederick will stay out there. So Yost had an RBI single that he hit out to left field. Tesoriero is able to score from second, and it's a 1-0 game as Yost advances all the way to second on the throw. It's going to bring up Ruben Garcia. He was walked last time, and he swings on that pitch. Big cut, and came up empty-handed, strike 1.
Okay, Ruben didn't try to hit one over the fence. He tried to hit one over the trees on that. Okay. I'm surprised they gave him something good to hit with first base open.
Here's the 0-1. And it's another pitch that this one's lifted, and it's straight back, and it is going to go foul out of play. So quickly down in the count, Ruben Garcia 0-2.
No, that was on your side. I didn't see any movement over there. That was
it
on
was
your
far
side.
enough away.
Okay. All right.
Even hitting him straight backwards, he hits him pretty far.
He hits him pretty far. Got that backspin on it. It's like my 9-iron.
2 outs, bottom of the third inning. Centennial already getting 1 run home. They have a 1-0 lead. It's an 0-2 count to the big guy, Ruben Garcia. And that one is a perfect pitch right into the heart of the strike zone. Garcia watched it go by. Strike 3 looking, but Centennial gets 1 run in. They have a 1-0 lead as we move to the top of the 4th. We'll take a break. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week live from Centennial High School. Back to Centennial High School. Mike Thomas alongside John Messina, and we are going to get a pitching change here for the Eagles as Andy Davies will come in. Mike Lyons pitched a good game, 3 innings pitched, 48 pitches total, didn't give up a run, had 4 strikeouts and 2 hits with 1 walk. So a good outing there for Lions. And now we'll see what Andy Davies can do. Davies, the number 2 pitcher throughout most of the season here for Centennial.
And I like that they're bringing him in relief, because now when the playoffs start, you don't know if one of your starting pitchers is going to come in relief, and you better be able to adjust to that situation. You have to learn how to come in from the bullpen. It just doesn't happen all the time.
What's the difference for a starting pitcher to come in starting versus coming in on the bullpen?
I think being at ease and pacing yourself and knowing exactly how much time that you have in the bullpen. You don't know if that inning in front of you is going to be 5 minutes or one of the ones that we had 20 minutes.
Here's the first pitch from Davies, and swung on by Matthew Frederick. Contact's made, but it's fouled off. And Frederick, the catcher for Lincoln Park, he made that diving stop trying to hold Tesoriero from scoring, but wasn't able to hold on to the baseball and seemed like he was uncomfortable as he came out from that play. So we'll see if it affects him here at the plate. Second pitch from Davies, big breaking ball that's in there for strike 2.
And one of the things that, talking about a relief pitcher coming in, and I'll tell you a little bit more after this pitch.
Here's the 0-2 fastball, just misses the strike zone.
When I was at Port St. Lucie, we were in a regional final, and my starting pitcher was just rolling along, setting people down.
1-2, just misses.
The team that we're playing, we were up 2-0, and all of a sudden they scored 4, and they started hitting them around. Well, my number 2's in left field, and he never had enough time to warm up. And we actually had when I went out to the mound.
2-2 is a grounder over to third. Cunningham picks it up, throws over to first. Fazzino makes the grab, and 1 out's away.
When I went out to the mound, I actually had to stall a little bit, take my left fielder out, put somebody out there, and do like a triple switch right there.
There's a lot of stalling tactics I see managers using all the time for baseball. You go out and have the long conferences, you try to do all the stuff that you can just to try to buy your guys enough time to be able to warm up.
Oh, so you're saying there's a lot of strategy then?
Yeah, I would think so.
A lot of strategy, or we just like to talk? I think that's the second.
I think it's both.
I think it's both. I think we just like to talk a lot. It's a
Chris,
very, very friendly game.
Chris Ludwig, the designated hitter, is up. He struck out swinging his last time. He's ahead in the count 1-0, and then the second pitch fastball is going to paint the bottom part of the strike zone, and we got an even count, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Now you can see they're getting a completely different look from Davis.
1-1 misses low and away, ball 2.
He throws a little bit harder. He throws over the top. And again, being right-handed. So Lincoln Park's batters are seeing a completely different look.
Here's the 2-1. And that one had a little bit pulled off of it, but it misses low, ball 3.
I used to talk to the umpires a lot. I really.
Yeah?
Especially when Rick McGuire was umpire. I think Rick and I had probably the greatest conversations ever.
3-1 fouled straight back to the backstop. Full count now, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
But Rick was the guy, boy. When you were up 9-0 and that 10-run rule was in effect, if Rick's, behind home plate, your batters better be swinging, because he had his car started already, ready to go.
He got the remote starter in his pocket.
He was ready to go.
3-2 pitch popped up. Yancey from behind the plate's going to get called off. Fazzino comes over to make the grab right behind first base, and that is the second out of the inning.
Great pitch right there. I like my system now. As soon as the ball's hit, I look at the monitor.
Yeah, it helps you track it?
Oh, it helps, my eyes here. It's a lot better. It's a lot clearer. It's HD. I'm really impressed today.
That's going to bring up Mario Presutti, the first baseman. He's 0 for 1 in the game, grounded out over the third his last time up. 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Lincoln Park trails by 1. This is a shot out to left field. Backing up's Miller. He's going back to the warning track, and he'll make the grab for out number 3. So that will do it as we move to the bottom of the 4th. Centennial has a 1-run lead. They'll look to add to it here. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week live from Centennial High School. Back to Centennial High School. Mike Thomas alongside John Messina. And we've got Drew Apuliisi still on the mound for Lincoln Park. He's thrown 53 pitches so far in this game, giving up 3 hits, and only 1 run is scored. And he is working through the middle part of the lineup here for Centennial as we're in the bottom of the 4th inning. R.D. Lyons is up, and here's the first pitch, and it's hit out to the gap in right center field. That's going to go down as a base hit, so make that 4 hits in the game for Centennial.
And you know, R.D. has great speed here, so I'm going to be shocked if something's not on. Also, let's go back to that last play at the end of the inning. The batter from Lincoln Park really hit that well, and that ball just died out there.
It did.
It died out there. I really thought that was out to the fence as soon as he hit it.
Yeah, it hit a wall, it seemed, out there, and Miller was able to make the grab. Zach Moody, the designated hitter, stepping up for the Eagles. 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. And first pitch, once again, making contact, putting it into play. The shortstop picks it up, makes the tag at second. Monpetit, and then throws over to first, but the throw is high, so he can't turn the 6-6-3 double play. It'll go down as a fielder's choice. Moody's safe at first, and the first baseman, Mike Fazzino, now will step up for Centennial.
Now, 2 things happened on that play. The batter really never gave Coach Szyminski a chance to put something in play by swinging at the first pitch. And the shortstop made a good play on the grounder, but he had so much time, way more time than I think he thought he had. And that could have been a double play.
And another hit that is going to go down the third base line but be foul, as this is Mike Fazzino up.
Now, there's a story, and I had to read the actual newspaper article, and I just noticed that when 3 people swung at 3 consecutive pitches.
Okay.
Alex Rodriguez's cousin, or nephew, who plays for Gulliver Prep, very, very good baseball school in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember his full name. I know his first name was Joe. Has hit 10 home runs in his last 17 at-bats.
Wow.
Now, it gets better. He's hit 8 home runs on 8 swings. Now,
wow.
In between that, he had about 6 or 7 intentional walks. But his last 8 swings were home runs. And it was in like 3 different newspaper articles about that. Now, Gulliver's Field, I played on it when I was coaching at Pace. It's not as big as ours, but it's not a real small bandbox either. But I'm telling you, I couldn't do that in wiffle ball. I don't know if I could do that in ping pong, get it over the net 8 times.
8 swings.
8 swings and 8 home runs. It's on. If you look it up, I think if you Google A-Rod's nephew, and you read the article, and then there's about 6 or 7 different articles there. That's phenomenal. I never heard anything like that in my life.
What's the most impressive streak you've seen?
In high school?
Yeah.
I had 2 streaks. Rick Ankiel, when I coached him at PSL, his senior year did not give up a run, earned or unearned, until the last game of the year. It was about 70 innings.
Wow.
And even though more impressive with that, and this was, until I read this one here, Alex Fernandez, when I coached him at Miami Pace, had 12 straight hits. Alex was a great hitter in high school, had 12 straight hits. But this tops anything. I mean,
with the home runs.
8 on 8 swings. I want you to think about that.
Yeah, I couldn't do that in a video game.
I couldn't do it in wiffle ball. All right, and I was pretty good in wiffle ball. I used to hit both ways, by the way. I want you to know that.
1-2 count. Fazzino's fouled off 3 pitches he's seen. The other one was low and outside. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3.
He's tough when that curve, which is almost a slider, comes in on you and then just breaks away. That's a tough pitch to hit.
Catcher Caleb Yancey will walk up. He's 0 for 1 in the game. Grounded out over to second his last time up. And we got 2 outs at the bottom of the 4th. Centennial with a 1-run lead, 1-0. Non-district matchup between these 2 teams, but both getting ready for playoff baseball, which will be coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I looked at Lincoln Park's district records, 5-1, which got to put them either first or second.
You would hope.
Got to be, right? 6 teams, it's got to be first or second.
Yeah.
5-1.
Here's the 1-0 count. And it's a throw over to first. Moody's able to slide in safely. 61 pitches so far for Drew Apuliisi. Sidearm pitcher for Lincoln Park doing a good job, and that one is reached by Frederick, and he pokes it back over to Apuliisi on the mound. He makes the grab, throws over to first. It's a 1-3 ground out, and that will end the inning. So the score remains 1-0. We'll take a break and move to the top of the fifth. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week live from Centennial High School. Centennial High School as we move to the top of the fifth inning. Andy Davis is on the mound. Davies, I apologize, on the mound for Centennial. Starting his second inning in relief. Due up for Lincoln Park is the bottom of the order, Chris Mejias, Royce Neal, and Matt Almeida.
And I was bragging about what a beautiful day this turned out to be, and all of a sudden we look over the right field fence, and it is a little bit dark, to say the least.
Well, for about, maybe 1.5 innings, it seemed like we had a halo. It was nice, clear skies here with clouds around us. Now that kind of, it's back to the overcast and kind of dreary-looking day, but it does look like that's off in the distance, so hopefully we'll be able to, knock on wood, get through this game unscathed. First pitch, line drive shot in and out of the glove of Cunningham at third. And that's going to go down as a base hit. That's a hard shot off the bat of Mejias.
Hit that very hard. It was a curveball that hung a little bit, and he really got around on it.
So that's a leadoff single for Mejias, and that's going to bring up Royce Neal. He's 1 for 1 in the game. Had a line drive shot over the glove of Garcia at short.
I was going to say it's not going to rain on my field after I did all this hard work today. Went through 3 pairs of sneakers and
well, at least you've still got the dirty sneakers. If it does rain, you could go out there and help keep it clean.
I could do that. Bring my monitor with me, right?
Yeah.
I'm very happy.
Still catch the game.
Catch the game a little bit.
Davies will throw over to first. Great move. But Mejias slides in safe. Had to get the jersey dirty, though.
That's a badge of honor when you get that dirty jersey.
Top of the fifth, Lincoln Park trailing by 1. Tying runs at first and Mejias. And this is a bunt popped up. Yancey comes up from behind the home plate, but he can't get there. It drifted just far enough. It went almost exactly halfway between home and first on the pop-up on the bunt.
I thought that was kind of a ball right there on that pitch, you know. And again, when you're sacrificing sometimes, you got to remember, walk's just as good. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
If you're going to sacrifice, make sure you're sacrificing on a strike. You're not doing
walk's better.
Walk's better, of course, walk's better. But, you know, a lot of times you tell your players to sacrifice. I'm going to bunt on anything.
0-1 count. Davies checks back because Mejia's taking a pretty decent lead over there at first.
Like I said, as much as we did on the field today, it is wet, and you're not going to get real good traction on it.
It's about a 3.5 step lead for Mejias over at first. He leans back towards the base just a little bit. Davies will deliver a pitch, and Yancey comes out from behind the plate. Didn't throw it, but was threatening to throw down to first, but he had to take a couple steps because he's got a left-handed hitter in between him and first, and that's going to make it just that one extra step that you've got to take.
And again, he popped up real quick, and if that's a strike, that's tough for Rob Stanton to call back there when you're popping up.
1 ball, 1 strike right now, and a throwback by Davies. Mejia slides in safely.
Was it the Treasure Coast when we had the Treasure Coast Martin County game? How many times they were thrown over?
Oh.
Martin County had the biggest leads I've ever seen in my life.
Everybody was going.
Oh, they were going. And that was a great game, 2-1 game. That was an excellent ball game right there.
That was Martin County Treasure Coast from a couple weeks ago. Here's the 1-1, and this is poked into play. Cunningham comes up from third. He'll throw over to first for the first out of the inning, but it wasn't a sack bunt, but it was just as good. Same effect. Mejias is in scoring position at second.
Well, he did a great job. He showed bunt, then he pulled the bat back. The runner was going on the showed bunt, and then he slopped the ball down to the third baseman. And again, Centennial did a good job is that the shortstop came over. When Cunningham fielded the ball as the third baseman, shortstop came over and covered third. So that was a good play by both teams. And sometimes you usually don't say that, but it was. Both teams executed very well on that.
Matt Almeida hasn't actually had an at bat yet because he walked his last time up.
I could always turn on the lights, but it's getting dark here.
Yeah, with all the cloud cover, a little dark. We had that last time for South Fork game. We were wondering about the sun.
We were bringing the cars over with the headlights.
1-0 Centennial lead. Tying runs at second for Lincoln Park. They've got one out, and now one strike to Matt Almeida.
Again, the way Centennial's playing defense on this is that the second baseman is right by the base. So if the Lincoln Park players can go opposite way, that they have a giant hole between first and second.
And you can hear the wind picking up a little bit as it's coming straight in from right field to our mics. And there's a fastball, and that just missed the strike zone upstairs. Ball 1.
That's going to be the next invention, right? To have a mic that doesn't pick up wind.
Yeah.
Right? Or do they have them?
I got the wind screens.
Those fuzzy things.
When it's a strong wind, there's not much you can do.
There's not much you can do. Okay.
1-1 count, 1 out.
I thought that'd be my next little toy I get.
Seeing whatever they can pull out of the bag of tricks. Here's a shot, a little grounder over to Tesoriero at second. He makes the grab, throws over to Fazzino, and there's one out there.
No, he's safe.
Danny Neinstein says that Danny Neinstein, the umpire on the bases, saying that Fazzino was pulled off the bag.
The throw was a little bit, it was a tough play. I thought second baseman had a nice play getting to the ball, and it looked like the throw was on the baseline. Now Coach Szyminski's going out there to ask very nicely, and let's see if we can read lips on a monitor here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to go down to, he's out.
They're asking where we're going to go out to eat after the game here.
We're actually going to get the home plate umpire and Danny Neinstein are going to get together to talk it over. So the play happened at first. It was a little bit of a chip shot over to Tesoriero at second. He had to make a strong throw over to first. It looked like from here that the throw was in time, but the call was that Fazzino was pulled off the bag, and it looks like that's going to be the final call.
Okay, now first and third. This might be interesting coming up here.
So Mejias is safe at third, and Almeida beats out the infield single to first. And Derek Schwimmer, the leadoff hitter for Lincoln Park, he's 1 for 2 in the game, had a single to start the game, and ground out. And let's see. Shows bunt, pulls it back, slaps it into play. Cunningham from third, looks off the runner at third, and then throws over to Fazzino at first. And that one is good for the second out.
That was the same play they did before. They moved the runner over. I thought they might try something here with first and third. Either a delayed steal or a straight steal on that. I think that's why Coach Szyminski went out, not just to talk to Danny Neinstein, the umpire, but also to tell his players, be aware of something. Okay, now this is a big point in the game. We have the tying and the going ahead runs on with 2 outs.
2 outs, top of the 5th. Mejias is at third. Almeida is at second. And due up is Firmon Petit, the shortstop, 0 for 2 in the game, struck out swinging and had a pop-up his last time out.
And my scoreboard's working out in left field today. I'm very happy. Great day.
1-0 count. Here's the windup and the pitch by Davies. This is a grounder that's fouled down the third base line. It's going to even up the count, 1 ball, 1 strike.
When it's a sunny day here, we have a very, very difficult time seeing that scoreboard because it wasn't supposed to be in left. It was in right field. But if you notice, City came in a few years ago, put that road in. We had to take the scoreboard from right, move it to left, and it's in direct. As the sun goes down each day, it's right in there. So today, being a cloudy day, I can see the scoreboard.
Here's a chopper over to third. It's a slow grounder. Cunningham picks it up, throws on the run, and it's in time. That ends the inning. So once again, Lincoln Park gets runners at second and third, but they can't get anybody home. We're still 1-0 in favor of Centennial as we move to the bottom of the 5th. We'll take a break. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week live from Centennial High School. Back here to Centennial High School. It's a 1-0 game. Centennial with the lead. Back on the mound is Pugliese, and he is pitching to John Cunningham. Cunningham's been getting a ton of work defensively over there at third. He's had a lot of putouts here today. He's 0 for 1 from the plate, though, with the strikeout, and he is down in the count here, swinging on the first pitch, and then the 0-1 is a breaking ball down in the dirt, so we've got an even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1, and this one is lifted out to center field. Derek Schwimmer is going to come over and make the grab for the first out.
And again, that ball just hung out there with the wind coming real in very, very hard from center field right now.
I imagine with Schwimmer's speed, though, he can cover a lot of ground out there at center field. So Joe Tesoriero, the leadoff hitter for Centennial, 1 for 2. He has a single his last time up, scored the only run of the game. He's looking to get on base once again here. Bottom of the 5th inning, 1 out. Pugliese delivers a breaking ball. This one's lifted out to left center field. Schwimmer goes running over there, gets underneath it, makes the grab for the second out of the inning.
Now, you got to take a pitch here just to give your pitcher a chance to relax on the bench.
You can't go 1, 2, 3 with 3 pitches, right?
No. That's not fair to your pitcher.
You think the pitcher's yelling that from the dugout? Give me a couple.
I know the coaches are.
Coming up now is the left fielder, John Miller. 0 for 1, did have a sacrifice bunt his last time up. And he takes a swing, and it's a line drive, so he swings on the first pitch, but it's a base hit, so you'll take it.
He got the hit.
You always forgive it on the hit, right?
Okay, yeah. As long as he gets the hit. But, we had 3 pitches, 3 swings. We had that 1 inning before, too.
Yes, we did.
Now, think of this. Going back to that young man from Gulliver Prep. 8 swings, 8 home runs. That's phenomenal.
Brandon Yust is up. He's 2 for 2 in the game. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning. His team up by 1. And first pitch is going to catch the inside part of the strike zone. So, yes, finally, I think he got the message. He took one for the team. 0-1 count, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And it's a swing and a little chopper over the glove of Pugliese, right into the glove of Monpetiti. Underhands it to Claudio, and it's a 6-4 ground out on the fielder's choice. We'll take a break. We'll be back with the top of the 6th inning with Centennial leading at 1-0, visiting Lincoln Park, running out of outs. You're listening to the High School Game of the Week from Centennial High School. We got the athletic director from Centennial High School here. We got a substitution out on the bases, first base. It's number 12, who I'm missing on my lineup card.
You're missing on your lineup card. Okay, number 12. Okay, hold on.
We'll have to wait and see who that number 12 is so we can give him credit for getting out there. But Davies is still on the mound here for Centennial High School. And it's Kevin Lizzo. Is that who's out there?
I'm guessing. My eyes are not that good. I think they just switched numbers. Is that?
All right, it's good enough for me. We'll put Kevin Lizzo out there at first. Top of the 6th. First pitch popped up by Claudio. It's going over to Garcia at short, and he'll make the grab, and 1 out's away.
See, I had to run back there. I see all these cars driving back toward the gym. I'm still working my second job here.
Always the AD.
Always the AD, and I find out we have our ROTC having a night or their awards banquet in the gym tonight. So I don't know. I thought we were having a big basketball game and nobody told me anything about it. But again, I like this swing at the first pitch here, huh?
Yeah. Matthew Frederick coming up for Lincoln Park, right-handed hitter, 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts over to Cunningham at third. And he grounds out once again. Cunningham gets his glove on it and make it 3 for 3. Oh. That one was close. It was a one-hopper from Cunningham, but he gets it in there. And Cunningham's playing pretty well over at third defensively.
Let's say he's not getting lonely. Okay?
Yeah.
All right? He's not getting lonely over there. Right fielder might be getting lonely, but he's not getting lonely. That's about, I would guess, 8 or 9 chances.
For Cunningham?
Yes.
Let's see if I can
let me see how good
pull up.
All right, I'm going with 8.
All right, let's see.
Without even looking now. Remember, I got my monitor, so I'm happy. I'm going with 8.
I can't find it. So we got the new batter coming up. Chris Ludwig, 0 for 2. Struck out swinging and popped it out his last time up. Davies goes into his windup, delivers the first pitch. Fastball that catches the bottom part of the strike zone. Strike 1.
Davies is a nice groove here, and Lincoln Park's helping him out a little bit by going after that first pitch most of the time.
Here's the 0-1. That one got away from Davies a little bit. It skipped underneath the glove of Yancey, and it's ball 1.
So he makes one bad pitch in 3 innings, and I'm bragging about him before he makes the pitch. Okay.
At least nobody was on base.
At least nobody was on. Okay. Good ball game. Very, very good ball game.
Davies back to the windup, swung on and hit foul down the first base line. So Ludwig down in the count now, 1-2.
Davis been ahead of every batter, if I'm not mistaken.
It feels that way.
It feels that way. Just about every batter, or he's been even with the count. But he's doing a great job.
1-2 count, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Lincoln Park trails by 1 run. They're down to the last 4 outs, and there's a big breaking ball that missed inside. Ball 2.
That was good. That was good, but it was the right call because it broke late, but it looked good. That doesn't mean it's a strike because it looked good.
2-2. Another breaking ball swung on and missed. Strike 3. Davies goes through the side, and he sprints to the dugout. Very excited there. As we move to the bottom of the 6th, Centennial up by 1. It's a 1-0 ball game. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week live here from Centennial High School. Information up on the number of putouts that Cunningham's had. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's got 7 putouts, and then you add in the error chance that they had over there.
He had 8 chances. I knew that.
So here we go as we start the bottom of the 6th inning. The big guy, Ruben Garcia, is up at the plate. 0 for 1 in the game. He was walked his first time up on 4 straight pitches and then struck out looking his last time up. And Apuliisi still out there and fell behind in the count 1-0 and then delivered a breaking ball that Garcia pulled foul. So it's a 1-1 count.
One of the habits that they'll break Ruben of, and he doesn't have too many bad habits, is taking that big swing with a curveball, especially when you're ahead in the count.
1-1. This is a shot out to left field. Almeida's running over. He's not going to get there. It's going to land safely. Go back to the wall. Garcia is going to walk in standing up to second, and Garcia leads off the 6th inning with a stand-up double.
And you could see how he shortened his swing right there. He shortened it a lot right there, and he did a nice job. Curveball hung a little bit, and he drove it out to the fence.
R.D. Lyons coming in, the center fielder, 1 for 2 in the game, singled a big shot out to the right center field gap his last time up. See how he can do against Apuliisi for his 3rd at-bat of the game.
Lincoln Park for the first time has somebody warming up in the bullpen.
Swung on and missed, strike 1. Centennial leading this one 1-0. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning with nobody out. They would love to get at least 1 insurance run.
Oh, that 2nd run is so much more important going into the last inning than the 1 run. You take away so many things that teams could do.
And here's the little chopper. The 3rd baseman, Mejias, is going to pick it up on the 3rd hop, and we got to slide into first, and looks like Lyons is safe.
I mean, that's a great hustle play. I'm happy he's safe. But you don't slide into first base unless it's a tag play because it slows you down. I mean, any professional coach will tell you that. You lean into the base. As you slide into first, it's going to slow you down. So, I mean, didn't Yasiel Puig get hurt on that?
I believe so. Yes,
okay.
Yes, he did.
And the first thing Don Mattingly said was after the game is, why is he sliding into first? Okay, you would only slide if the first baseman has to jump up in the air and you have to make a tag. But sliding into first is going to slow you down. Run through the base and lean forward. Okay, it also gives the image that you're running through the base. I think sliding is much easier for an umpire to call you out.
Andy Davies is going to pitch, and he swings on this, or going to hit, and he swings on the first one, lifting it out to Schwimmer in center field. He's going to make the grab. The runner's going to tag. Garcia is going to be in play at the plate, and he's tagged out at home. A great throw from Schwimmer all the way back at the wall, and he is able to get Garcia, and there was almost no chance at home.
Again, he played that very well. He went back on the ball, then came in, so his momentum is coming forward, but also the wind helped a little bit. Excellent throw, and it wasn't even close at the plate.
No, not even. And Garcia.
Now, the one thing that Centennial had to do on that play, once that throw went home, that runner from first should have went back and tagged, and we should have had a runner on second right now.
And so we got a runner at first. And we're going to get a throw back over to first, but Lions is safe.
Now, how big is that run being stopped going into the last inning?
Oh, well, we'll find out, won't we?
We're going to find excellent throw. Excellent throw. Catcher did a nice job, too.
Yes, he did. So on that last play, just to recap, we had the sacrifice fly out to center fielder. It was supposed to be sacrificed, but Garcia gets tagged out at home on a great throw from Schwimmer to the catcher. And we're going to get a stolen base attempt here, and that is safe. So great job there as R.D. Lyons was held up at first on the play at home, but he's able to steal second.
I thought the catcher made a great throw right there. Quick release, great throw. I think Lyons just was able to get around the tag.
And this is, we believe it's Kevin Lazo. He's wearing number 12. We had him supposed to be wearing number 14. He is up. He's got an 0-2 count after the steal by Lyons. 2 outs. Fastball inside. Ball 1.
You know, anything now in the outfield, any base hit with 2 outs, Lyons has got to come home on this.
Trying to make up that run.
You got to try to make up that run. But with 2 outs, this is when you're going to take your chance.
1-2, swung on and missed. Strike 3. That's going to end the inning. So it's still a 1-run game. And we move to the top of the 7th. Lincoln Park down to their final 3 outs. We'll take a break. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week here and live from Centennial High School. Here to Centennial High School as we go to the top of the 7th. Centennial leading at 1-0. Lincoln Park down to their final 3 outs here in this one. They need to try to get 1 run in, or else they're going to pick up their 8th loss on the season. Andy Davies is done. Yoslian Vargas will take his place on the mound. Davies had a great 3 innings pitch. Took him 30 pitches to get through it. Faced 11 batters. Didn't give up a run, gave up 2 hits, and had 1 strikeout with 0 walks. So a good afternoon for Davies coming out of the bullpen. Normally he's a starter here for this Eagles team. We'll see what Vargas is able to do.
And we have done, or not we, but both teams have done such a great job with their pitching and defense, and it's just been such a well-played game. I mean, the top of the first took 16 minutes, and we're only an hour and 35 minutes for the rest of the 6 innings. So
yes.
This has been terrific. I mean,
it really has picked up pace since that first one. Took forever to get through, and you're just kind of looking at the clock thinking, oh, no, here we go.
Well, I mean, both teams settled down. The pitching has been great. I think the defense has been very good. Everybody's making routine plays. Lincoln Park has made 2 big plays to keep Centennial down, and you know, 1 run was executed very well, so we'll see what happens this inning. So we have done 3 games this year, and the first 2 were 1-run games and extra innings, and now we're 1-0 in the 7th. So am I jinxing us or not?
Probably. The 6th, 7th, and 8th batters are due up for Lincoln Park. And they got to go up against Vargas, new pitcher for Centennial here in this game.
But maybe I'm doing the reverse jinx. If I talk about it, you didn't know that. I'm doing a reverse jinx because I'm talking about it.
Too many levels of Inception.
Yeah,
I had to watch that movie 5 times to know what was going on.
I still don't.
Mario Pursuti, the leadoff hitter for Lincoln Park in the game.
And that whole movie was a dream, right?
Most of the movie.
Okay.
Here's the pitch from Vargas. Fastball popped up, drifting back and out of play. Yancey storming to the fence to get there, but it's going to drift foul out of play. Strike 1.
Now, that was mine. I could easily have had that. That would have been a one-handed one.
I don't know. I think you would have had to get on your horse a little bit to move over there.
I would have got there real quick. Turned around, caught the ball.
0-1 count to Pursuti.
Lincoln Park's definitely a first pitch hitting team.
Yeah, they like to swing on a lot of these. Here's the 0-1 from Vargas. A little off speed. It's a hit to Cunningham once again, going for his 8th putout, and he throws it too high, and it's going to pull the first baseman off the bag. So that's going to be an infield base hit. The tying runs at first with nobody out here in the 7th inning.
Now let's see how Lincoln Park plays it. Are they going to try to move that runner over? Are they going to try to steal? They're going to try to bunt him over. I would guess they're going to try to bunt him over and then take 2 at-bats to bring him in.
Chris Mejia is due up with Royce Neal on deck. The 7th and 8th batters in the lineup for Lincoln Park. A very good hitting team. came into today's game hitting .301 as a team on the season. Here's the throw over to first on a pickoff attempt. Varsity slides in safely. And we're going to get a timeout called as umpire Stanton comes out from behind home plate, and he's going to have a little chat with the pitcher, just getting a couple comments in. Now he will come back behind home plate.
That I don't know. That one I don't know.
It's a few times. There's not too many times I've seen that where the home plate umpire will call a timeout to go talk to the pitcher. So here we go. Play is ready to resume. Mejias will step into the batter's box. Top of the 7th, nobody out. 1-run lead for Centennial, and the tying runs at first. Vargas gets the call from his catcher, goes into his windup. Bunt shown. It's bunted right back to Vargas on the mound. He'll throw over to first, and the sacrifice bunt worked. There's one out now, but Varsity is safe at second.
I think he had to play at second on that. I really do. But I don't think anybody yelled going to second. Now, again, he took the safe out. It would have been a big gamble going to second, but I thought a good throw would have had him.
It did seem like he got to him pretty quick, but it was one of those where it was close enough to where you didn't really blame him for necessarily going to get the shore out at first.
No, not at all. I mean, he probably made the right play. We're going to find out, but that's not his call. It's got to be either the infielders or the catcher making that call. And if you don't feel you're sure, then you don't make that call.
Royce Neal steps into the batter's box now, swings on the first pitch, pulling it foul down the first base line. And you're right, we've seen that first pitch swing time and time again with this Lincoln Park lineup.
Absolutely, and if I'm not mistaken, Neal has had some nice swings today.
Yeah, he's 1 for 2 in the game. He had a single on his first time up and then grounded out his last time.
Hit the ball hard, hit some real nice foul balls.
0-1 count, 1 out, top of the 7th inning. Vargas is the third pitcher for Centennial in this game. All 3 pitchers pitched well so far. And here's a little poke out to shallow left field. A diving attempt is no good. Miller couldn't make the grab. The throw to home is not going to be in time. And the tying run scores from second. Mario Varsity tying this game at 1 with 1 out in the top of the 7th.
And Miller made a nice effort for it. The runner was going halfway. I mean, that's the type, you got to go for the ball, which what he did. He made the right thing going for the ball. And, it just got by him a little bit, and the runner did a nice job picking it up. But the big thing there is that the batter is on second base. It's one thing for the runner to score, but now you got the go-ahead run on second.
Royce Neal standing over at second. And we got Matt Almeida, the 9th batter in the lineup, and the left fielder for Lincoln Park steps in. Could be a hero with the base hit for his team. Vargas checks back at second, turns around, delivers a fastball. This is popped up, not going to leave the infield. Lazo will make the grab over at first, and that's the second out.
So now we might be thinking about that bunt play. Did he have to play at second or not? I mean, it's tough. You can't second guess. You want to get the sure out.
We're going to the top of the order now, and Derek Schwimmer caused a lot of havoc in that first inning when he had a single out past the second baseman, Tesoriero, and he's been 0 for 2 since then with a pair of groundouts. 1 for 3 on the day. 2 outs, tie ball game now, top of the 7th inning, and it's a breaking ball that crosses the plane, strike 1.
Now, just noticing Centennial shortstop or second baseman did not jockey back and forth at that runner at second, and he had a great lead. Now let me see again. Nobody's going back and forth. Now watch the lead he's getting over there now.
There's a fastball, and this one's poked foul, and it looks like it's going to drift out of play, and it does over the Lincoln Park dugout, so it's going to be a long strike 2.
Did you notice the same thing there? So
Absolutely.
He's getting an extra 1, 2, maybe 3 steps over there. You got to kind of jockey back and forth. Just get him to hold his ground. Okay?
0-2 count, 2 outs, top of the 7th. Tie ball game. They're always close out here at Centennial High School. Vargas checks off second, turns around, delivers a fastball, and this one's hit down the third base line, and it is going to go foul.
Yeah.
Vargas has thrown 9 pitches, and all of them have been for strikes.
And he's not even looking at the runner at second. I mean, I don't think you're going to steal. I think maybe that's what they're going out to talk to him about now. I mean, he's getting a tremendous lead.
So you got Garcia, the shortstop, and Yancey, the catcher, coming out to talk to Vargas on the mound. Go over some strategy. And we'll see if we get a play over at second as they try to figure out what's going on and get out of this inning without giving up another run. Give your offense a chance to win it with a walk-off fashion, which is pretty much par for the course here. Have you guys won a home game without it being a walk-off?
One. I think we're 5 out of 6. That's pretty good.
It is pretty good. 0-2 count now. Vargas is ready. Big lead once again at second. Now he turns around and checks and turns around, delivers a fastball. And that one looked like more of a pitch out as it was high and outside. Yancey didn't come out from behind the plate. And it's a 1-2 count. Vargas checks off Neal at second, and we're going to get a timeout called. Schwimmer backing out of the batter's box, and then Yancey and Garcia once again will run out to the mound to talk things over, and that'll give Schwimmer a chance to go talk to his coach.
So I can talk to you now, because
yeah,
everybody's talking to everybody else.
So what's your strategy here for the Eagles?
Got to throw strikes, number one. But I'd hold that runner at second base a little closer. He's got tremendous lead. Maybe they're talking about it now, but he's got a lot. Any type of base hit, he's going to score.
1-2. Vargas looks back, looks at Neal at second, and turns around, delivers a pitch. That one was upstairs. Ball 2.
And also the pitcher has to give different looks to the base. Look once, then the next time look twice, then the next time look twice again, then look once.
Just to throw him off.
Just to throw him off, because I don't know if I'm going to gamble, especially with a left-handed batter up, but you got third base right there.
Here's the pitch, fastball. Just misses painting the inside part of the strike zone. I don't know how that thing missed, but it fills up the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Two outs here in the top of the 7th. Lincoln Park scoring a tying run already. And they have a go-ahead run in scoring position in Royce Neal at second. Derek Schwimmer, the leadoff batter in the order for Lincoln Park, is up. The runner's going to third. This is a little poke out to center field. Artie Lyons gets underneath it and makes the grab. So that ends the inning, but not before the game is tied up. And we are all knotted up at 1, moving to the bottom of the 7th. Centennial going for their 6th walk-off win in just a couple of moments. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week here from Centennial High School. Here to Centennial High School as we get set to start the bottom of the 7th inning. Lincoln Park tying it up at the top of the 7th. And now we're going to get Andrew DiTullio, the closing pitcher here for Lincoln Park, coming out to pitch the bottom of the 7th. And we're going to get the 8th batter in the Eagles lineup, Caleb Yancey. Nope, we're going to get a pinch hitter, number 25, due up here. as that is going to be Joey Freitas.
If you go back to that last play where the Lincoln Park batter flied out to center, Coach Woiters was seeing the same thing that we saw, that he had such a great lead at second base that he was going to go into third standing up, but the batter had to swing with 2 strikes. But let's see if Centennial could pull another one out here.
Already got 5 walk-offs on the season. And here's a pitch high and inside, ball 1.
So we're developing walk-off music.
Yeah?
Just for this.
Here's a swing on the 1-0, and it's fouled out of play. Evens it up, 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 count. DiTullio, breaking ball.
Nice
Gonna
pitch.
miss inside. Good pitch, but
Yeah.
just outside the strike zone.
It was a ball, but it was an excellent change of speeds right there. Now if he comes with the fastball, it's going to look much faster.
Here's the 2-1, and this is a shot. That's a base hit that's going to land safely out in right field. And another, no, it's not a base hit. A great play from the right fielder who came up and made a throw. Royce Neal saving the hit. And you had the runner Freitas trying to dive in, hands first, but he wasn't able to beat out the throw.
I dislike sliding in head first. Again, I firmly believe it slows you down. Second of all, it's major injury going in like that.
Yeah.
Okay, going into first. But it really does slow you down. I mean, it's a great hustle play, and you can never fault a young man for hustling like that. But in reality, it's not the quickest way to get there.
John Cunningham due up now, 0 for 2 in the game. Struck out swinging and had a fly out his last time up. And he is with an even count, 1 ball, 1 strikes. And DiTullio quickly going through his pitches here. Here's the 1-1, breaking ball inside, ball 2.
I'm getting dirty looks from your boss here because we might be going extra innings.
Yeah, we might. Thought we were going to get out of here early, but somebody had to go and jinx it.
I knew that. I knew it was going to happen all along. We don't get out of here in 7 innings at Centennial.
No, never.
Never.
2-1 pitch is going to miss, 3-1 count. Now, I wanted to get you the numbers for Drew Apuliisi, the starting pitcher for Lincoln Park. 6 innings, 79 pitches thrown, faced 25 batters, had 7 hits and 1 walk with 5 strikeouts, and gave up the 1 run that was earned. So all in all, a very nice night for Apuliisi. And here's a 3-2 count now to Cunningham.
He did a great job. Centennial was a good hitting team, and he did an excellent job keeping them down. I think they hit the ball hard twice.
Here's the 3-2, full count with 1 out. And that one's going to miss inside. Ball 4, so Cunningham, who's been having a great day defensively, is able to get on base.
Now, how
potential winning run.
How big is that play from the right fielder now? And again,
Yeah.
we were talking about the slide into first. Think of the play that the right fielder made. Heads up going to first on a base hit like that.
I mean, how many times do you see the right fielder make a throw out at first like that?
You see it in softball a lot more than you see it in baseball. Okay, because they play so much shallower in here. Baseball, you don't.
Joe Tesoriero is due up now for the Eagles, and he has to duck away from that one. And it's ball 1.
Now, Joe's got to be looking to take a strike here, right? You want to get the winning run to second. That's all you want to do right here.
That's the most important goal.
Absolutely, right here.
1-0. DiTullio, the pitch. Fastball. That's a shot line drive out to right field. Neal is in perfect position. He's able to make the grab, and there's 2 outs away here in the bottom of the 7th. Tie ball game.
He hit it hard. He hit it real hard. He went with the pitch. The pitch was on the outside corner. He went with it, but right at the right fielder.
If he had put it a couple feet to the left or right, it might have been a different story, but perfect positioning from Neal. And so we got 2 outs. Cunningham still is at first, and we've got John Miller, the left-handed hitter, due up for the Eagles. 1 for 2 in the game with a single. And the first pitch fastball is going to miss outside, ball 1.
Now let's see if Coach Zeminski puts something on here with 2 outs. I mean, the worst thing that can happen if you get thrown out is, you go into extra innings, and when you get up, you got your number 2 batter bidding up.
Here's a line drive out to center field. That's going to land safely, so the winning run is moved into scoring position at second. Miller's safe at first, and Brandon Yust is due up. And, with Lincoln Park, they're looking at the lineup. They see Ruben Garcia as due up after Yust. Does that change the way that you approach your at-bat against Yust at all?
No, not. Brenda's a very good hitter. I mean, you got to be really careful with him. Also, now if it was second and third right now, I think that might change the approach a little bit. But they're gonna pitch to him no matter what here.
And we're going to get a timeout called as catcher Matthew Frederick will come out to talk to DeTulio.
So what's the odds if we said before the season we did 3 games and all 3 of them would go down to the last inning by 1 run?
Probably low. We're only 1 out away from them all going to extra innings.
I know.
So let's see. DeTulio on the mound, throws his first pitch into Yust, and it's going to miss inside, ball 1.
Now let's watch the same situation that Centennial had on defense. How much does Cunningham have at second base? Lincoln Park's holding him on a little bit better than Centennial did there and breaking off, so he doesn't have a giant lead. So on a base hit, there will be a play at the plate.
And breaking ball's in there. Strike 1 called. It'll even up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Again, there's always the gamble. If you feel like rolling the dice and trying to steal third and you throw it away, and that's the game. But that's a gamble right there.
Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball is in there. Strike 2. Another great pitch from DeTulio. One-two count with 2 outs. 2 runners on in a tie ball game in the bottom of the 7th. Centennial. And that pitch got past the catcher, Frederick, so that's going to move Cunningham to third and Miller to second. And now suddenly, if Yust can find a way to get a base hit, could be game over. But now that the situation has changed and you've got a 2-2 count, do you just put Yust? No?
No, I don't think so, because you have 2 strikes on him. If it was 3-1 or 2-0, yes, you might. Now, Miller just should stay on the base, because he doesn't mean a thing at second base. Just stay on that base.
Just don't even move.
Don't even move. Stay on the base.
Here's the throw, the 3-2, or the 2-2. It's now a 3-2 because that was low and inside. I was just broadcasting from the future there.
You know what I'm saying about where Miller is? Just stay on the base. It doesn't mean a thing. Stay right on.
And here's the 3-2 pitch, and that is pulled foul down the third base line.
Good swing at that. Real good swing. See, you always wondering, geez, am I going to get picked off? Am I going to do something right there? But stay right on that base.
3-2, 2 outs. The winning run's at third, and we're going to get a timeout as DeTulio will step off the mound. And Yust gets set up. We're ready to go. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. There's the pitch. It's put in play. It's lifted out to left field. Almeida gets underneath it. He makes the grab, so that ends the inning, and we go to extra innings. The top of the 8th coming up. Centennial stranding 2 runners on in scoring position here in the 7th inning. It's a 1-1 ball game. You're listening to the high school baseball game of the week here from Centennial High School. To Centennial High School, I'm Mike Thomas alongside John Messina, and this baseball game's so good we don't want it to end. We're going to extra innings. We're all knotted up at 1. Centennial had a 1-0 lead through the game after scoring 1 run in the 3rd inning. They took that all the way down to the 7th, where Lincoln Park was able to scratch 1 run in. And now we have extra innings here, so let's see what can happen. Centennial, of course, 5 walk-off wins already here at home. 5 of their 6 home wins have been by a walk-off fashion, but they're going to have to get through this inning first to get back to the bottom of the 8th. Due up for Lincoln Park, Furman Petit, Ian Claudio, and Matthew Frederick. The leadoff hitters here for Lincoln Park, and then the 2 through 4 hitters. And the first pitch is swung on, and it's a line drive out to center field, and getting over to make that grab is R.D. Lyons. So 1 pitch for Vargas on the mound and 1 out.
So what did I miss?
1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out.
I knew that. I had to take a call. We have a team coming in from New Jersey that's going to play us on Monday over at the Met Stadium.
Oh, very nice.
They just had to get directions coming down, so hopefully they'll enjoy this nice weather here, even though it looks like it's going to pour in a few minutes.
Well, let's hope it doesn't. Next pitch into the batter, Ian Claudio, is going to miss the strike zone, ball 1.
I would like to have a stat, and I probably should have kept it. How many first pitch pitches that Lincoln Park swung at.
It's been quite a few. It felt that way. Here's the second pitch swing, and it's a little looper out to shallow right field, and going back is Joe Tesoriero, and he had to make an awkward grab out there on the grass, but he makes it, and 2 outs are away.
That's a pretty nice play. He got back there real quick and made it look easy. That was a pretty difficult play.
And you had the right fielder come flying in, and he kind of had to slide out of the way just because I was surprised that Tesoriero was able to make a play on the ball.
He had a great jump going back, and then again, the wind held it a little bit up there.
Matthew Frederick, the catcher, due up with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. There's a pitch, swung on, popped up. It's not going to leave the infield. Tesoriero goes over, he makes the grab, and a quick 1-2-3 inning for Vargas, and we move to the bottom of the 8th. So Centennial's chance of their 6th walkout, well, it's coming up here in just a couple of moments. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week live from Centennial High School. Back to Centennial High School. We start the bottom of the 8th inning, all tied up, 1 run each. Lincoln Park and Centennial in what has been a fantastic game. Pitchers duel through much of the evening, although both teams stranding a bunch of base runners. Centennial stranded 8 base runners so far this game. Lincoln Park stranding 6. And, of course, the big story is, well, can Centennial get their 6th walk-off of the season?
We'll see. I know Ruben's going to go up there and try to end it in 1 pitch right here.
And Ruben Garcia, I mean, that's the guy that you want up if you're Centennial. He's a big hitter, and he's 1 for 2 in the game. Had a double and a walk, and first pitch fastball goes by above the knees, strike 1.
That was excellent pitch right there.
So let's see here, the 0-1. That one down low in the dirt. Garcia held off on it. It's a 1-1 count.
As much as he wants to end it, his job is to get, as leadoff batter, is get on base.
Here's the 1-1 breaking ball. That's a shot line drive out to center field. It's going to get knocked down by the wind, though, and Schwimmer's able to get underneath it for the first out.
He hit that. He hit that very, very well, and the wind just knocked it down. I mean, he got his pitch, and he drove it.
So 1 out away for Centennial in the bottom of the 8th inning. On the fly out to center field, R.D. Lyons is coming up, 2 for 3 in the game. Reached on a single his last 2 at bats.
Now R.D. can really run, so if he gets on, that he can make something happen.
First pitch fastball high in the zone, swung on and missed, strike 1. And one thing I'm noticing about DiTullio is, as soon as the batter looks like he's even close to set, that pitch is coming. And this is a breaking ball in at the knees, ball 1.
That's because he's trying to help you get to the next game here.
I did. I went to both teams.
I know you did.
Here's the 1-1, and it's a grounder, and it's going to be fair down the third base line. It took a hop over the glove of Mejias at third. Lyons is going to pound this into a double, and that is a great at-bat. And Centennial has the winning run in scoring position with 1 out.
That took a really funny bounce. I mean, third baseman had no play whatsoever. It took a really funny bounce off I think it hit the edge of the grass and bounced over the edge of the infield grass and took that funny hop.
It did take an awkward hop. You could tell that much. And now we got Vargas coming up to the plate, the pitcher.
Now, don't be surprised, and Lyons has great speed, if he's going to steal third base.
We've seen a lot of speedy guys here so far in this game, taking some big leads.
Let's see what Lincoln Park does defensively. Are they going to try to hold them on a little bit?
DiTullio checks off Lyons at second, turns around, delivers a fastball. Boy, there's a lot of heat on that, and it's in there, strike 1.
Threw it very hard on the outside corner.
Blink and you miss it. That's how much of speed he's throwing out there. 0-1 count. DiTullio, the windup, the pitch, another fastball. It's a slow grounder over to first. That's going to move Lyons over to third, but it's going to be the second out of the inning. Bottom of the 8th, game all tied up at 1. Winning runs at third.
Okay, now what it does is now you have the winning run on third, pass ball, wild pitch, you could score, infield hit, you win the game on that. Now with a right-handed pitcher who's looking right at you as you're pitching at third base, I would take a short lead at third and try to shake him up a little bit. Maybe something will happen. Now he's going to wind up, so just...
First pitch is going to be low and away, ball 1.
Now thinking a batter ahead, if you go first and third, do you make something happen? Yes, you do.
Kevin Lazo up for Centennial. Fastball. And that's in there. Strike one at the knees. Tied up at 1 here in the bottom of the 8th, but the winning run's on third with 2 outs, and this is a short grounder over to the glove. DeTulio snags it out of the air and takes his time, confidently throwing over to Prasuti at first. We're going to the 9th inning, all tied up at 1. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week here live from Centennial High School. Centennial High School, Mike Thomas alongside John Messina. And, well, we've got extra baseball here. Top of the 9th inning coming up. Centennial and Lincoln Park all knotted up at 1. Vargas will return to the mound here for Centennial. He's done a good job in his relief. And then it looks like we got a lineup change here for Lincoln Park. Due up is going to be number 21 at the plate. That's Ryan Boltersdorf. So Boltersdorf will get his first opportunity.
Why don't we just play 9 when you and I do a game?
It seems that that's the way that it's got to go.
9? And if it ends early, we look at it like a break. But every game has been extra innings, and we've been talking about when you guys did our district final basketball game, we went into overtime.
We did. Well, what an exciting game that was.
That was a great game.
Treasure Coast and Fort Pierce Central.
One of the best high school games I've seen in years. I mean, nobody should have lost that game. That was terrific.
Oh, that was a fun one. I think I lost my voice on that final play.
That was a great play.
Vargas will face Boltersdorf to lead off the top of the 9th inning, and it's a fastball that's in belt high, strike 1.
See, again, Centennial's outfield's playing a little bit in, again, because of that wind, which has been knocking down everything today.
First pitch, another line drive, but this one's pulled foul down the third base line, so Boltersdorf down in the count, 0-2.
Excellent swing on that. He had a pitch right up in the area, and he drove it. Just got a little bit ahead of it right there. Good swing, real good swing on that.
0-2 count, top of the 9th inning. Extra baseball. They play 7 in high school.
We don't play 7.
No, the Eagles don't play 7.
Everybody else does. We don't play 7.
Breaking ball down in the dirt, ball 1. And good pitch from Vargas with the 0-2 count, you think?
I think it was a very good pitch, 0-2 count. I was thinking of getting one of those scoreboards, inning by inning, but I know my coaches would probably say, let's put 9 up there instead of 7.
Vargas will go into his windup, delivering the 1-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. 1 outs away here in the top of the 9th inning. Vargas picking up his first strikeout.
Did a great job changing speeds through the fastball. Got ahead in the count, then threw his 0-2 pitch, then threw a nice breaking pitch right there.
Mario Prasuti, 1 for 3 in the game. Reached on a single his last time up. They grounded over to Cunningham at third, and then Cunningham had to make a rough throw and just threw it a little bit too high. Here's the pitch from Vargas, a little off speed. It's another grounder to Cunningham. He can't keep it in his glove, and that is going to be another infield single for Prasuti, and looks like he might be a little upset with himself.
I don't know why. He could be the winning run right there.
I mean, it was a base hit. He did his job.
Okay, what do we do here? We're going to bunt him over? We're going to try to steal, or we're going to just hit away here? I think you got to bunt him over and try to get, a lot of times they say on the road you play to get ahead or play for the tie or whatever. But I think you got to play to your strengths right here. If he can run, you go. If he can bunt, you bunt.
And you got the 7th, 8th, and 9th batters in the lineup due up, and this is Chris Mejia stepping in. And he swings on a first pitch fastball, lifting it out to left field. Miller is back to make the grab, and that is the second out of the inning. So Prasuti is still over at first with 2 outs, top of the 9th.
Now, even though we hit that pretty well, with the wind blowing in, you still did not advance your runner. So, again, you have your choices. Do you steal, you bunt? And again, here, what do you do right here now? You have a left-handed batter coming up. Do you try to take that steal, try to get that runner into scoring position so you can go ahead in the bottom of the 9th?
Royce Neal, 2 for 3. Reached on 2 singles. so far here today. Tie ball game, top of the 9th inning. Vargas will throw over to first. Varsity slides in safely. And we've had a fantastic game here. Both teams. Pitchers have been fantastic. Teams have been getting timely hits. We've had some great defensive plays, saving a couple runs at the plate.
Yeah.
John Cunningham's been busy over at third. Here's a bunt down the third base line, and it eventually would kick foul. So
you got to touch that right away. I mean, even on the grass, you got to make sure that is foul.
Run up and make that tag, and
yes,
Neal has to come charging back over to home.
And he has done a nice job at the plate today, Neal, right?
Yeah, he has. 2 for 3 in the game, and seems to always be in each of his at-bats.
Yeah.
Matt Almeida's on deck if Neal can find a way to get on base. And we talked about Centennial a little bit before the game started. You know, they've had all the walk-off wins here at home. And then you had that stretch where the team was losing some one-run games. And it seems like almost all the games Centennial's played have been decided by one run. And, you know, early on in the season you were winning all of them. And then in the middle you started losing them. And now you're kind of like winning and losing them. So it's see if you can get into a playoff game where it's only one run, you guys will feel right at home.
I think so. I mean, we lost to Treasure Coast and Vero both by a run.
And we're going to get a timeout called.
It's a good play by the batter. Pitcher's holding the ball a little bit too long. You don't want to be frozen up there when you're hitting.
Yeah, Vargas went through, looked like a trio of pitches from Yancey, and then you just saw the hand from Neal come out to call time.
Very smart. Very, very smart.
So now Neal's going to come back walking over to the plate after he talked things over with his coach. And it looks like play's ready to resume. Top of the 9th inning with 2 outs.
So I did jinx us in the 7th, huh?
You did.
I did. I know. I got to take that back.
Vargas peeks over to Pursuti at first. Seemed like you might have forgotten about him at times during the this inning because he's been able to work his way through the batters.
Yeah. And then, you know, if you think the pitcher's forgetting about you, that's when you go. If you think you can go, go.
Here's the 0-1. Nope. Vargas throws over to first. And almost had him.
I think he surprised the first baseman who did not even make a tag on that. I think the ball got there ahead of him.
I think you're right.
And he just did not. I think he surprised the first baseman by throwing over there.
And Vargas, when he looked over, he made that move but didn't throw it for a beat.
Yeah, a little hesitation. When I get my instant replay camera next year, I'll be able to
we'll figure out exactly what happened.
Exactly, I'll be looking at that.
0-1 fouled back to the backstop, make it an 0-2 count.
One of the parents asked me a few innings back. He says, you play until completion? And I said, of course. Well, maybe not if we get darkness coming in. Maybe not. That was a nice hour ago. I thought I'd be home by now, having dinner, you know. Got Yankees-Red Sox tonight, so.
Oh. Is there going to be anything on the pitcher's hand, you think?
Yeah, we got to talk about that. I mean, that was...
I like the excuse. I sweat a lot. Here's the pitch. And this is fouled back to the backstop once again.
Michael Pineda had dirt on his non-throwing hand.
Mm-hmm.
It was so obvious. It was too obvious.
Yeah, one of those.
Because it's in order to have that dirt do anything, which all it's going to make, I guess it was pretty cold in New York last night in the 40s, you'd have to take your throwing hand, push the dirt, and then grab the ball again. That's a lot for somebody to see.
Here's a off-speed popped up. It's drifting back towards the tent right by us, but I think it went over our heads. Either that or it's still coming down.
It's still coming down.
That's 4 straight foul balls for Royce Neal. But he's battled at every at-bat.
He's done a great job. He's done a great job at the plate every time up. I think, you know, going back to that thing with Pineda, I think it was just so obvious, you know, with the TV cameras and everything, that I don't think he was trying to do anything.
No, and it seemed like by the time Boston figured out what was going on, it was already gone. Here's a breaking ball that's pulled foul down the first base line. He hit it well, but he swung just a hair too early. That's the 5th straight foul ball from Neal.
Hit it real well.
Jumped all over that breaking ball.
Now, thankfully, none of us are, either Lincoln Park or ourselves, are playing tomorrow because we'll probably run out of pitching.
How many pitchers do you normally carry on a high school roster?
Anybody can throw as a pitcher.
Okay.
Okay. You probably have at least 5. At least 5. You know, years ago when we played 30 games, you know, it's cut down to 22 now. You had a 3-man rotation.
Here's a poke out to left field. John Miller was running over to make the grab, and that will end the inning. So we are still tied up at 1, moving to the bottom of the 9th inning. Centennial gets 3 more chances. You're listening to the high school baseball game of the week live from Centennial High School. Back to Centennial High School, bottom of the 9th inning coming up here. And we have got an excellent game. Centennial, 3 more outs to try to win this one before we get to the 10th inning. But Centennial, no stranger to extra inning games.
We had a bunch this year. Every time we did broadcast the game, we had them. I think this is about 5 or 6 extra inning games. Maybe more, because we lost a few. We lost an 11 inning game with John Carroll.
And here we go. We've got the batter coming up, and it's a short grounder over to second baseman, and that's going to be a quick 4-3 ground out. Caleb Yancey, the batter there. So that's a quick 4-3, and now we're going to get John Cunningham due up here. Nope, we're going to get a pinch hitter, as this is going to be number 4. Joey Locasio.
You're going to try to make something happen. You got to get on and then try to get to second base and try to score.
Joey Locasio takes first pitch ball. He's ahead in the count 1-0.
All 5 pitchers tonight have done an excellent job about getting ahead of batters.
And this is put in play, and it's just a little short grounder back to the pitcher on the mound. So Locasio goes down with the 1-3 ground out. And now we've got 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th, and we go to the top of the lineup. Joe Tesoriero, his 5th at-bat in the game. He's 1 for 4, reached on a single his 2nd at-bat. First pitch is going to miss, ball 1.
Been changing speeds very, very well. Not throwing the same pitch twice in a row, not throwing in the same location.
1-0 count, and that one is in there, strike 1. So we got a 1-1 count, fastball, and it's going to miss outside, ball 2.
I think Joe's due right now.
Did reach on a single. Here's the 2-1. And it is going to miss, ball 3.
You got to make sure this is your pitch on a 3-1 count. This is the pitch you want to hit here.
And this is put into play, and it is grounder over to the third baseman. He's able to throw over to first, and it is in time. So a quick 1-2-3 inning here for Centennials, and we go to the top of the 10th. All knotted up at 1. You're listening to the high school baseball game of the week here here live from Centennial High School. Back here to Centennial High School, we have gone not just to extra innings, but to 10 innings. And we're still knotted up at 1. Vargas returns to the mound for Centennial. And we'll see what we can do here from with Lincoln Park coming up to the plate. They've got their 9th batter in the lineup, Matt Almeida, due up. And then the top of the order with Derek Schwimmer and Fer Monpetit. Matt Almeida 1 for 2 in the game. Did reach on a single and a walk earlier.
I think, we played 22 regular season games, and I think with all the extra inning games this year, we're going to end up playing 30. Just to add the extra innings in.
Well, you get the stats from 30 games. That works out well.
That's good. It kind of inflates your hitting a little bit, your RBIs, your runs scored.
Yeah, it works.
Absolutely here.
1-1 ball game, all tied up going into the top of the 10th.
Now, at least we're getting these games 2-1, 3-2, 1-1 going into. Just think if we had 12-11.
Oh,
but we get all our games that we have done and that have gone extra innings have been excellent played games.
there's been a lot of great baseball here on the Treasure Coast this year, just up and down. First pitch fastball from Vargas paints the strike zone. Strike one called.
Well, again, I'm just hoping it carries over to a lot of these teams for in 2 weeks when they start the playoffs, because you want to be playing your best baseball when the playoffs come.
Here's the 0-1 pitch, swung on and missed, strike two.
Nice little breaking pitch. Lincoln Park has somebody down in their bullpen. Centennial does not.
We'll see how they handle that. We'll keep our eye on the bullpens. One nice thing about here at Centennial High School is the bullpens are in the park, so it's really easy to see. A lot of the schools have them hidden behind everything, and it's really hard to tell who's warming up.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd rather have it that way as a coach. I'd rather have my own private bullpen out there. But, you got to do what you got to do.
1-2 count. Vargas goes into his windup, delivers the fastball, and that's high and inside, ball two.
Right, again, the job for the Lincoln Park batter is to get on anyway, okay?
This is Almeida. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 for 2 in the game. Here's the 2-2. Fouled back to the backstop.
Just as we were talking about it, Elijah Richardson, number 24, is going down to Centennial's bullpen to warm up in case we go one more.
And that's good to be prepared.
Got to be prepared here. I think they're going to be running out of pitchers soon, because I know we used a bunch on Wednesday, and I'm pretty sure Lincoln Park has had some games this week too.
Here's the 2-2 fastball, and that's just going to miss the strike zone. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Then you don't want to walk the first batter. You want to make him put the ball into play.
3-2. Vargas, the windup, the pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. And that is, you thought you had, Almeida might have thought that was ball 4 because he started trotting over towards first, and then the umpire said, no, you don't.
And how good was that pitch? That
was a great pitch.
That was pretty good.
So that's going to go to the top of the lineup now. Derek Schwimmer's coming up. 1 for 4 in the game.
Now notice that Centennial has Garcia at third base, and Lascano, who came into the game as a pinch hitter, is the shortstop. So they move people around. Here comes that wind.
Fastball, line drive, and Lukasco, who was cheating over a little towards third, couldn't get over in time, and that one was going to be going for a base hit. So Schwimmer, the go-ahead run, is on for Lincoln Park, and Furamont Petit is coming up.
Okay, now we got the situation. 1 out. A lot of options here.
Top of the lineup, though, these guys are pretty good at with their baseball, or their averages and all their stats and their speed.
I think, just from my opinion, you got to make something happen, either a bunt or a steal, because a game like this, they haven't bunched 2 hits or 3 hits together. I don't think either team has.
It's been rare that they've had 2 runners on at the same time, but they've left a lot of base runners on. I mean, Centennial's left 9 on, Lincoln Park's left 7, so combined for 16 runners left on. That's a lot of guys getting on base.
I think they're going to go with a straight steal right here. They're going to try to guess. I know I would try to guess when he's going to throw that slow breaking pitch. And
the runner's going, swing and a miss, and the throw, it's a high sky ball. It's going to go out into the outfield. And they're going to call batter interference. So
the batter is out by going in front of the catcher. Now, it was a pitch out, so he came out a little bit.
And he was swinging at it, which is why he came out, because he was trying to make contact on the hit and run.
Or was he trying to just swing and protect the runner, swinging late? And that's what I think they called, that he swung late and he came he came in front of the catcher, which caused him to make that throw. So now we have 2 outs and a runner on first. And if I'm Lincoln Park, I'm still going.
So this is going to be Ian Claudio swinging on the first pitch fastball that was high and inside. 2 outs now in the top of the 10th inning, 0-1 count. So Schwimmer, after all that, he had successfully stolen second, but the batter interference moves him back to first. And Claudio has an 0-1 count, and he's 0 for 4 in the game. Vargas peeks back over at first.
I think he's going. I mean,
I think so too. He's a quick guy. We've seen him. He caused a lot of havoc there in that first inning last time he got on base.
I mean, with 2 outs, I'd send him. He's got a nice lead right there.
Vargas will check back at first, trying to get the call from his catcher. And now we're going to get a timeout, almost like clockwork when he dips. No, wasn't granted the timeout. So we're still in there. Now we're going to try to get another timeout. Umpires finally sees it. And now we're going to get a lot of argument from the umpire. Coach Zeminski's trying to come out and get this call explained. The umpire's telling him, don't even come out. And Coach Zeminski's trying to just ask for an explanation. And so what was going on there?
I guess he told the pitcher who was holding the ball, start to pitch the ball, you're delaying the game. And the umpire called a ball because he said the pitcher was taking too much time.
Okay.
All right. And he did not grant time to the batter. So that was kind of a little bit confusing both ways right there.
So we got a 1-1 count, bunt shown, pulled back, runners going, throw to second, not going to be in time. So Schwimmer successfully steals second, and it's a 2-1 count.
That was the steal that we were talking about. And now you got the go-ahead run.
And we're going to get a timeout. As pitching coach will come out to talk to Vargas.
That was a little bit confusing. The pitcher was holding the ball a little bit too much on that. I'm trying to replay it in my mind.
He was shaking off a lot of pitches.
Shaking off a lot of pitches, and then the batter was asking for time.
Twice he tried to call timeout, and the umpire didn't grant it either time.
The umpire didn't grant it.
And they're still, Coach Zeminski and the umpire are still getting at it. Every time the Coach Zeminski tries to come out to get an explanation, the umpire just starts yelling at him to stay in his dugout.
I know you get upset, but there's really nothing you can do after the play now.
Mm-hmm.
What you have to focus, and it's tough as a coach, you have to focus on, hey, you got the go-ahead run at second base.
So this is the situation, deal with that later. That time's done.
It's done. I mean, it's hard to do when you're coaching. It's easy for you and me to see that, but it's hard to do when we're coaching.
2-1 count. 2 outs, top of the 10th. Breaking pitch outside, ball 3. One game. The potential go-ahead run is the speedster Derek Schwimmer at second.
At least they're doing a good job holding him. He doesn't have that big a lead at second base now.
And that pitch is going to miss outside. Ball 4. Claudio will take up first base. And we go to the catcher Matthew Frederick for Lincoln Park with 2 outs here in the top of the 10th inning. So runners on first and second here for Lincoln Park.
Still going back to that play. It's pretty confusing, though.
It was confusing. You've certainly been around baseball longer than I have, but in the couple years I've been calling baseball on the Treasure Coast, I can't think I've seen anything like that here. All right, fresh batter, Matthew Frederick. Here's the pitch, off speed, swung on and missed, strike one.
Isn't that a nice off-speed breaking pitch?
Yeah, it was
That's
beautiful.
Really nice, yeah.
And you could tell Frederick was expecting a fastball, and it kind of it came in, looked like a fastball a little bit at first, and then just dropped right out of the zone. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch, and it's down in the dirt, and it's behind the catcher. The runners will advance. And so Schwimmer goes to third, and Claudio goes to second.
So
and
now,
it's a 1-1 count.
Now you got, go ahead run at third base right now.
So we got runners at second and third. 2 outs. Top of the 10th inning, and it's a 1-1 count.
And they're going to, I think they might walk him.
It looks like we're going to get a...
They're going to walk him.
We had a timeout.
No, they're going to intentionally walk him.
Okay, to load up the bases, so Frederick is intentionally walked. And that's going to bring up Ryan Boltersdorf.
And then we're going to have pinch runners all over the place.
Yeah, so we got 14 and 24 coming out, but of course they're going to lead the Swimmer in at the leadoff position.
Right.
So
you got speed at all 3 bases. I think that's the first time I ever saw 2 pinch runners going.
Is
that a first?
Pretty rare that you see that. So 24 is Dexter Miller. He's going to second.
Yeah.
And then who was going to first base?
14 went to first.
So 14 is going to be Peter Green.
Okay.
So he's pinch running over at first. So you've got Peter Green at first, Dexter Miller at second. They're the 2 pinch runners. Derek Schwimmer is at third. 2 outs here. Bases loaded. 10th inning. Top of the 10th inning. The visiting Lincoln Park is in this tie ball game 1-1. Ryan Boltersdorf, 0 for 1 in the game. Struck out swinging his last time up. Can be a hero if he can get on base. Vargas, the first pitch, fastball, knee high, strike one.
And what Vargas has to do is throw strikes. You can't walk that run and throw strikes. He got ahead with the first pitch strike. Again, here's the tough situation. He's got that great breaking pitch, but it's in the dirt a lot. Are you going to really take a chance with that with a runner on third?
0-1 count. Fastball popped up, not going to leave the dugout. Locascio comes over, calls it off, and then Tesoriero calls him off, makes the grab. So Lincoln Park loads up the bases and strands them all. They've now stranded 10 base runners in this game, and we go to the bottom of the 10th, still tied up at 1. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week here on the Treasure Coast Sports Net. Live from Centennial High School, the Eagles and Lincoln Park are all knotted up at 1. If you're tuning in for the St. Lucie Mets, we'll be joining them in progress as soon as this game is over. But we got an exciting one here, 1-1 ball game. Andrew DiTullio returns to the mound for Lincoln Park. He'll be facing off against the second batter in the lineup for Centennial, John Miller, with Brandon Yust on deck. Fastball pulled foul down the first base line.
Now, you might make the Mets game by the 7th inning.
Well, but depending on how this one's going, I might not make it.
You might not make it. Stay here.
Here's the 0-1. And this is a little short grounder over to second. Claudio will pick it up and throws over to Pursuti at first. And we got the 4-3 ground out.
I mean, this has been a tremendous game. I think we've seen everything, right?
We've seen big shots. We've seen
Small
great
shots.
throws. We've seen a throw out from deep center field to home plate. We've seen pretty much everything except for a home run.
Yeah.
And Brandon Yust and Ruben Garcia are on deck.
Well, Centennial has their big boys coming up right now, so let's see what happens.
And this is really the prime time for Centennial. And Brandon Yust is up. He's 2 for 4 in the game with a pair of singles. First pitch is inside, ball 1, and then he hits this one. It's a pop-up over behind first. And Cohen back to make the grab is Pursuti. Just like that, we've got 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th.
Now, I don't think I hardly ever said this as a coach, but I think I would say it right now. Ruben, go try to end the game.
Just end the game.
Just end the game.
Well, Ruben Garcia is the guy to do it. He's tall and powerful. You were talking about him a little bit earlier in the game. He's had a bunch of home runs this season that were really far. He hit one out at Tradition Field, and that's a long field.
That was a good one.
So here we go. Garcia, fastball, knee high, strike 1 called. 0-1 count. Andrew DiTullio's doing a fantastic job on the mound for Lincoln Park. Breaking ball grounder, and that's going into the glove of Mejias. The throw over to first is in time. A 1-2-3 inning once again for Andrew DiTullio. And we go to the 11th, tied up at 1. You're listening to the high school baseball game of the week here live from Centennial High School. To Centennial High School, top of the 11th inning. That's right, 11th inning for a high school game. They only play 7 in regulation.
What inning was that?
11th.
So I did way back when, in the top of the 7th. Did I jinx this or what?
You did.
I did.
You certainly did.
I did. I'm getting my second win now, 11th inning, okay?
We got Elijah Richardson taking the mound here for Centennial. So Vargas's night is done.
Right.
He pitched a couple innings there at the end of that one, and Elijah Richardson will be given the task of not giving up another run as we move to through the 11th inning.
Elijah was our fullback this year, did a great job for us. Absolutely,
I remember his name
job.
now that you said that. You called his name a bunch.
Yep, he did a great job. He was a top running back. Excellent young man.
So we got Mario Persuti, leadoff hitter for Lincoln Park. Mejias and Neal are on deck. So even though these guys are the 6th, 7th, and 8th batters in the lineup, they've been hitting pretty well so far in this game. Persuti's 2 for 4, and he's singled his last 2 at-bats. So got a little bit of momentum, although he did it against Vargas. We'll see what he can do against Richardson.
And I know who's the most unhappiest person here right now is Coach Kelly, my security guy, because this is way past his dinner time. And Coach is about 6'5", 300, so I know he's giving me dirty looks over there.
Well, at least it's Friday night, so everyone can sleep it off tomorrow.
I'm never going to hear the end of this one.
Richardson will go into his windup, deliver his first pitch of the night. Swung on and missed, strike 1.
That's nice speed right there. Nice, smooth delivery. I was watching him in the bullpen. He was a little bit all over the place, but that was a nice first pitch.
And got the impression when Persuti backed away after missing on that one, he was a little upset with himself. I think he liked that pitch. Let's see, here's the 0-1 as the wind starts to pick up here. Another fastball, a little bit more velocity down at the knees, but it's going to miss, ball 1.
And unless my eyes are deceiving us, I think it's getting a little dark now to see.
You know, we are, well, let's see, it's 6:43 right now here, and it's going to be close, that's for sure. Here's the 1-1, and it's a line drive that's going to land fair out in left field. That's going to be a base hit single for Mario Persuti, the leadoff hitter in the top of the 11th, getting on for Lincoln Park.
I think you were right about him being upset at missing that first pitch, because that pitch was in the same spot as the first pitch.
And he was able to pull it for a base hit.
He did a nice job swinging the bat here. Okay, now, do we bunt him over? Which we would.
Chris Mejias already has a sacrifice bunt in this game. He's 1 for 3. Struck out swinging, and he has a single along with a flyout to cap his night. So let's see if they decide to go with that bunt and try to move Persuti over.
Garcia's got to come in a little more at third base right now. I think he will.
Richardson throws over to first, and Persuti slides in safely.
I mean, if these clouds keep coming in, this might be it. We do one big inning here.
You think?
Yeah, could be. I'm doing wishful thinking here.
Fastball down low in the dirt.
Nice stop by Caleb. Did a real nice job on that.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you can do as a catcher is just throw your body behind it, and you're a hockey goalie at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't let it go through the 5-hole.
That was a stick save. I got that out right. Okay, Garcia's coming in a little bit more at third now.
1-0 count. Richardson will check off Persuti at first. Goes into his windup, delivers a pitch, grounder that's hit foul back to the backstop.
I think he's thinking about going over there.
You think?
Yeah, I mean, Richardson really didn't look at him real well there. He had one look and then looked to pitch the ball. He's got to vary his looks going over there. It's got to be more than one.
Richardson will check off at Persuti at second, or at first. He does have a decent lead, and the runner's going. You called it, but this is a pop-up that's drifting back towards the dugout and the fence. Coach Szymanski says, nope, that's out of play.
Now,
stops his runners.
Now, what you do on that play, if the runner's going, and you pop it up, your infielders that are not in position to catch the ball have to go down like it's a ground ball, okay? So then, if the runner thinks it's a ground ball, he's going to slide into second. Obviously, you can't fake a tag. But if the ball is popped up toward first, your shortstop and third baseman have to go down like it's a grounder, and the runner might pick that up.
And then you try to catch it and get the force out at first?
No, you catch it and get a double play. Yeah, the double play at first base on that. But I mean, it's a foul ball, which nullified everything.
1-2, and this is fouled up and out of play once again.
He's going with the pitch a little bit. Richardson's pitch is, it's good speed. It's on the outside corner.
Here's Richardson on the mound with the 1-2 count. Nobody out here in the top of the 11th. Leadoff hitter is Pursuti. He's on at first. And then Mejias is the second batter in the lineup. Fastball. Missing. High and outside. Ball 2.
What you have to do more than anything right now is throw strikes. You have to. You got to take chances. You can't give them first and second with nobody out. And then Lincoln Park has a bevy of things to do. Bevy of options here.
Especially with the top of the lineup coming up.
Top of the lineup coming up again.
2-2, fastball popped up, drifting back towards out of play, but it's going to be close. The first baseman is going to get over and make the grab.
How nice was that?
Wow, and that is Lazo that went over to make that grab, and he was running out of real estate, and rather than just charge at it, he actually stuck his glove out and made it a little bit more difficult on himself, a little bit safer, but was still able to make the grab. What a great play.
I mean, usually you want to run to the fence as fast as you can and then turn around when you get to the fence, but that ball was drifting away from him the whole time, so he made an excellent play.
So Pursuti's held up at first. And we got one out in the top of the 11th. Royce Neal. Neal's had just great at-bats. All 4 of them that he's had so far in this game. He's 2 for 4. He's got 2 singles, but even his 2 outs have been great. Forcing a lot of pitches, never a quick out. Richardson will check back at first, and Pursuti has to slide in safely.
Now he's got to be careful that he doesn't concentrate so much on the runner at first that he forgets about a very good hitter up here now.
Richardson checks back at Pursuti at first, goes into his stretch, delivers a fastball that is bunted back to Richardson at the mound. He throws over to first, and the throw is in time for the second out, but the sacrifice bunt does move Pursuti over to second. And a little surprised we didn't maybe see that a little bit earlier.
I think Coach probably thinks that the same way too, but notice that was an excellent bunt. Richardson made a nice, safe play. There was no play at second on that. It was definitely a play at first.
Matt Almeida is coming in, and we got a cool wind blowing in now from right field. Pretty steady wind. Feels like temperatures about ready to drop. It might feel like baseball in New York at this time of year.
Well, it is nighttime. I just want you to understand that. You know?
Well, we got a light on this camera. Maybe we can just shine it.
Well, I'm going to ask the fans to bring the cars over and turn the headlights on.
2 outs now, top of the 11th. Runner in scoring position. Fastball swung on by Almeida and fouled back out of play. Strike 1.
Okay, again, it can't be your sole concentration, but that runner on second, if he thinks that he can get third, I mean, now, you're in the 11th inning, try something. It's not usually the smartest thing in the world to do, but nobody is jockeying him back and forth now.
Here's the pitch. Fastball at the knees. Strike 2 called.
Now, this is where I would go if I was coaching. Okay, you got
0-2, just go?
2 strikes on your batter. 0-2, he's probably going to throw something in the dirt or something a little bit off the plate. He threw 2 fastballs. He'd probably be throwing a breaking pitch here. They're really not holding me that well on. I'm going to go.
Tesoriero moves over closer to second.
Now he's moving over. Maybe something's on. But now he breaks away. Now you go right now.
Richardson looks back at second, turns around, delivers a shot. It's a grounder. Tesoriero picks it up out of the dirt, throws the first, and Pursuti, the leadoff guy, gets on, but he can't get past second. Lincoln Park's now stranded 11 runners in this game. We move to the bottom of the 11th, still tied at 1. You're listening to the High School Game of the Week here live from Centennial High School. Centennial High School, and we're just checking the official sunset time. It's 7:44. It's almost an hour from now, but John, you're looking at the clouds, and you think we might be getting close to the cutoff time if things don't go the right way.
I was going to say good morning to you.
Only a couple more hours. Due up RD Lyons, and he hit a foul ball that went back past the backstop and out of play, so that's a long and scary strike one.
I think we're closer to morning than we are when we started the game.
That is a fact.
That is a fact.
That is a fact.
That was one of my better facts today.
It was a good one.
I'm getting a little punch drunk up here.
Here we go, an 0-1 count to Lyons. He's 3 for 4 in the game, by the way, with a pair of singles and a double, and that one got away from DiTullio a little bit and was high and inside for ball one. DiTullio's now, he's at 48 pitches. He's the closer for this Lincoln Park team. That's a lot of pitches for a closer, and here now is 49.
He's not going to be closer too much longer the way he's throwing. He's throwing an excellent game.
He's throwing really, really good. 2-1 count now after that 1-1 went in the dirt. Here's the 2-1. Fastball once again. Oh, caught the knees. Strike two.
It's really getting tough to see out there both ways, you know?
2-2 count. Here's the windup, the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike three. So RD Lyons, the leadoff hitter for Centennial, goes down. And that is his first strikeout of the game. And now Elijah Richardson will come in.
Now, before I get too tired, can I start renegotiating my contract?
Sure. Greg's right around the corner.
I got Greg over there. I got Craig over here. This is overtime. This is like triple time. Okay?
We're a game and a half in. Here's the first pitch to Richardson, and he fouled it straight back to the backstop. Strike one.
They took a nice swing. Now, if Elijah gets on, I'll guarantee you he's going to run.
Yeah? Do you think his fullback skills will come through and you get that collision at the plate?
I think we got to, yell out some plays and he'll take off. Now, he's a great kid. This is one of my favorite students in Centennial.
0-1 pitch, and that's a line drive that's fair down the third base line over the glove of Mejias at third. Richardson turns around first, and he is going to be in for a stand-up double with one out in the bottom of the 11th.
So there's a chance that I can make breakfast.
There's a chance.
There's a chance I can make breakfast.
Don't jinx it, though.
Huh?
Love the excitement. Richardson got to second and turned around to his dugout and just put up the hand like, here we go. Let's get this started.
We said that 6 innings ago.
Kevin Lazeau is in for up at the batter's box. He is 0 for 2 in the game, struck out swinging with a ground out.
Now, don't be surprised if Richardson steals third. Here.
And he took a step towards third. High fastball, ball one.
Step.
We'll see. This Lazeau kid's tall. I didn't notice it before, but
yeah, he's a big boy.
He's doubled over, and it's still the biggest strike zone of the night. And here's a line drive shot out to shallow center field. Schwimmer comes up, sliding down on one knee, but he's able to make the grab. And we've now got 2 outs with Caleb Yancey coming up here for Centennial.
How nice was that play out there? Schwimmer has played a great game.
He has.
Hasn't he? All-around game.
Really has.
Now, if he gets a base hit here, we can make Denny's breakfast tomorrow, right?
Ooh, that sounds good.
That's a grand slam.
Caleb Yancey is coming in.
What are we, 11th or 12th?
11th.
11th inning, I forgot.
Bottom of the 11th with 2 outs. Oh, and we're going to get a hit by pitch as Yancey, that one was a fastball inside, clipped Yancey on the leg. He immediately started running towards first. So Centennial is going to get runners at first and second, and Joey Locascio is going to be out there, the 9th batter in the lineup, the shortstop.
Now, you want to hear a bad break?
Elijah Richardson was stealing third?
Yeah. And guess who's on first base now?
Who is it?
I don't know. I know.
Oh, number 9.
Number 9. I know this kid a little well. It's my son.
Oh, there you go.
It's Nick. Nick, stay by the base because your run doesn't mean anything. Okay?
Joey Locascio is up. First pitch upstairs above his head. What a difference when you go from Laveau, who's towering, to Locascio, who looks like one of the shorter guys on the roster. That pitch would have been right in the strike zone, but it's over his head.
And he has pitched such a well-pitched game. It's really tough after all these innings.
1-0 pop-up going out to center field. Schwimmer gets underneath it and makes the grab. So we go to the 12th inning. Still tied up at 1.
There goes breakfast.
You're listening to the high school baseball game of the week here from Centennial High School. Position swap out here for Centennial. Brandon Yust will come in from right field, and he'll be on the mound, and Elijah Richardson will take his place in right. And as we start the top of the 12th all tied up at 1, but we did get the word from the home plate umpire that this is the last inning, as it is starting to get dark pretty quick out here, mostly due to the cloud cover that just hasn't let up throughout the entire game. It poured out here early today, and I'm here with John Messina. And John, you're the athletic director here at Centennial High School. You did a great job getting the field ready for play. You couldn't tell that it was raining from looking at the field, but the cloud cover just never went away.
Yeah, we had a lot of help getting the field ready. We did have a pretty heavy rain about 11:30. Again, this is a great game, and you know, I tell you honestly, I wouldn't be too upset if this ended in a tie, because it's a non-district game and both teams have played very well. Both teams had their chances, but you know, I just hope if this is the last inning, somebody wins the game and somebody doesn't lose the game, and there's a big difference in that.
Both teams, you talk about their chances, both teams stranding 11 runners in the game.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
And both have had base runners in scoring position multiple times in extra innings. We're now entering our fifth extra inning here tonight. So a lot of baseball being played. And stay tuned, because we got more baseball coming up on WPSL 1590. We'll be joining the St. Lucie Mets in progress for our Friday night baseball. A doubleheader here today.
And with your luck, the Mets will probably go into extra innings.
Oh, don't say that. I've been up since 4. We got a first pitch fastball inside to the batter, Derek Schwimmer. Ball 1.
He's a leadoff batter.
Yes, the windup, the 1-0. And that's a strike down at the knees. Strike 1 called. 1-1 count. Yes, the windup. Pitch outside. Ball 2.
Again, you know, his job, Schwimmer's job, is to get on base. Okay, once you get on base, a lot of things can happen if you're the leadoff batter.
And we've seen the havoc that he can cause with his speed out there on the bases. The 2-1, and that's going to miss upstairs and inside. Ball 3, 3-1 count.
Now, no matter what happens, Centennial has to bat to make it into the official game here.
Okay.
At the end, if Lincoln Park scores 9 and it gets too dark, it doesn't count unless Centennial bats.
Here's a pop-up that's going to drift out and out of play. Fill up the count, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Now, about 6 innings ago, I would have told you I would have had that, but now I'm not getting up. I'm too tired now. That would have been an easy play, like about the 7th inning.
That was half a game ago.
That's true. Never thought about it that way.
Here's the 3-2. And it's upstairs. Ball 4. Schwimmer's on. And even though he played 12 innings, he's still sprinting everywhere he goes.
That's great. Nice young man. Very impressed with him today.
So we've got the shortstop for Montpetit coming in. And he's waiting for the umpire to get a couple baseballs. Now we're ready to go. Schwimmer's at first. Top of the 12th inning, nobody out. Last inning of play for both these teams before the game will get called due to darkness. And I'm sure both teams, both coaches happy they don't have to go through their bullpen anymore. High pitch inside to Montpetit's ball 1.
I think the bullpen went through about 3 innings ago.
Now we're going through the outfielders?
I think we're going through the outfielders, the infielders, whatever.
Be like that All-Star game from a couple years ago.
I remember that one.
1-0 count. And that one's going to miss outside. Ball 2.
Now, it's 2-0 count. There's no way you should be swinging at this pitch because he has walked the first batter. He's 2-0 on this batter. Okay, so you're really taking that bat and just putting it in your pocket right now.
2-0 count, tie ball game, top of the 12th inning. Centennial and Lincoln Park. Yes, with the windup, the pitch, down low. Montpetit showed bunt, pulled it back, and he's ahead in the count 3-0.
Okay, our pitching coach, Vic Garcia, is going out to the mound to try to settle Brandon down. And as we're speaking, believe it or not, it just got lighter.
Some of the clouds moved. I mean, most of the darkness is the cloud cover.
Yes. Now, the umpires are not going to reverse their decision now.
No.
No, they can't. So this could be a long 12th inning.
So let's see what happens here. So the pitching coach got done. Now, do you have the stats on Just and how many pitches or innings he might have pitched through the season?
I don't think I have that here with me.
And then we got a couple offensive stats for Centennial. Montpetit ahead in the count 3-0. This will be the 10th pitch from Just. He's right now sitting at 7 balls and 2 strikes. Make it 7 balls, 3 strikes. That one was in there for strike 1.
Well, if somebody wants to watch the replay of this game, they're going to have to watch it in stages.
Ugh.
Like part 1, part 2, part 3, right?
A couple of distinct different phases. You had the Centennial scoring early, and then Lincoln Park's rally late. And then the extra innings of just not much.
Not much. It's a very good pitching. Very, very good pitching.
3-1. And that's going to miss inside, ball 4.
Now with first and second, and nobody on, Lincoln Park has many options right now. Okay, here comes, and one of the options is I'm going to run and have a pinch runner come in.
And we're going to see that is going to be number 11, the pinch runner over there. Andrew Williamson taking over at first for Montpetit.
Now, you know it's dark because we can look at the monitor, and the monitor is so much brighter than looking out on the field. And I remember when we first started, we couldn't see the monitor.
I could barely see it.
Now it looks great in HD. I'm very honored tonight.
So now we got Ian Claudio coming back in, and it's a bunt, perfect bunt down the first base line, but it's going to get called off by the umpire. And what's he saying? It hit the base?
Batter. No, it hit the batter.
Oh.
It hit the batter on his foot. Okay, what he's saying is it hit the batter on his foot.
So now the Lincoln Park coach trying to get the explanation, and they're going to point it out right here.
And coach had no qualms with that whatsoever, so I think he might have saw the same thing. So it was a great bunt. It just happened to hit the batter when he was outside the box.
So he's out?
He's out, and we have the runners have to go back to first and second. Okay?
All right. So everybody's safe at second and first, and it's going to bring up
one out right here.
This is number 13 out at the plate, and that is Matthew Frederick, the catcher.
Now just think if you had the old-fashioned scorebooks. You're doing all this on a computer right now. If you had the old-fashioned scorebooks, we'd be erasing, having numbers going up and down.
And this is a high pop-up that's drifting over towards the Lincoln Park dugout. Yancey calls, and we got a collision as Garcia came over, but Yancey's able to hold on to it. So a little miscommunication there in the field, but no harm, no foul just yet, as that is out number 2.
Now, Yancey made a great play catching it, but that's the third baseman's ball coming in toward it. That's a tremendously difficult play for a catcher to make going away from him. But that's a third baseman's ball. But the good thing is they got the out. So now we go from, 2 pitches ago, we go from third and second on that bunt that we thought was a good sacrifice, and no outs, and now we're first and second with 2 outs.
We're getting a timeout by the pitcher, Brandon Just. Ryan Boltersdorf will step in. His third at-bat of the evening, 0 for 2, struck out swinging with the flyout. And we get a throw back over to first. Now, why do you go for the guy back there?
That's something you don't do because, first of all, he wasn't taking too big of a lead. Second of all, that run that's not the run we're worried about.
It's the first one.
It's the first one. I mean, it's a go-ahead run. But don't lose your concentration by going for that runner at first base.
We got a 0-1 count after the foul tip from Boltersdorf.
They're holding out. They're doing a much better job on that runner. There he goes, though.
Runner's going. This one's poked into play, and we're going to get a throw at home, and the tag is made for the third out. The throw from Locascio down to home, and Yancey makes the tag.
Let me tell you what a heads-up play. That's one of the best plays I've seen all year because there was absolutely positively no play at first. Locascio saw that, and he had the baseball sense to throw it home. Seeing that run, and the runner was rounding third. He was going on a pitch. I can't tell you what an excellent heads-up baseball play that was. Best play I've seen all year.
And we've had a lot of good ones even just in this game. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with the bottom of the 12th. You're listening to the High School Baseball Game of the Week here live from Centennial High School. To Centennial, last half inning is about to get underway. Chris Mejias will take over on the pitcher's mound. Andrew DiTullio did a great job, but he's the closer, and he already went up over 50 pitches. So now we're going to get Chris Mejias the last half inning. So if Centennial can't get a run home this inning, we are going to end this one in a tie.
We're not going to do a Kansas tiebreaker like football, right?
No, I hope not.
I hope not. No, this is it. It'll be, and again, if it does end in a tie, it's very, very fitting because both teams played well, and there shouldn't be a loser today. Both teams have played excellent. It's an excellent played game. Centennial's got the top of their order up, so we'll see what happens.
See what happens. Yeah. Tesseriero's stepping up. He's 1 for 5 in the game. Reached on a single with his second at bat, and has made a couple big plays out there in the field.
I know I'm getting a lot of text messages how nice my field looks out there, and that's because I worked on it all day. No, I had a lot of help. Like I said, our field technician did a nice job, and our field really looks nice today. Really held up with the rain.
Here's Mejias. His first pitch, down in the dirt, ball 1.
Now what a tough situation coming in. He's been sitting on the bench for 12 innings.
Well, he's actually been the third baseman.
But he hasn't been throwing.
No.
That's what I meant there. You haven't been throwing. You come in a tough spot like this. Nice pitch right there.
Yeah, fastball in there, strike 1.
Did a nice job with that pitch right there.
Here's the 1-1. And this is a line drive shot out to center field. Schwimmer backs up and will make the grab for the first out.
Now, we could not have hit that any harder or any better right at him. You know, that's just a bad break right there.
One of those positioning was the key on that one.
Right.
So we got John Miller stepping up.
Again, John's job is to get on. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to lay a bunt down third, or that first baseman's playing a little bit deep, lay it down first.
Fastball low is going to go there for ball 1.
Your job is to get on, then you got use, and then if you can get to Garcia, who can end the game, with one swing, that's what you want to do.
Here's the 1-0. And this one's popped up. And it's drifting over past third, and Gerlica is over there to make the grab. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 12th. It's a tie ball game, 1-1, but they already have signaled this is the last inning because it's starting to get dark out here. So really, we're 1 out away from a tie ball game, and this has really been just like the definition of an even matched game.
Very even match. I don't like to play 13. That's a bad number. So we'll
yeah, stop it before we get there.
Stop it before
or just skip to 14. And that fastball is inside on the strike zone, but it's called strike 1. It's right on the inside part. Brandon Yuss down in the count, 0-1. Mejias, the windup. Another fastball. That one skips in over the plate, ball 1.
I think we went through an allotment of pinch runners for like everybody. So if they get on,
they're on.
I think the bench in both teams have been used.
Here's the 1-1. That one missed inside, ball 2.
And if you do sub again, you're going to have to. The person that you subbed for has been subbed already, so he's out. He's going to be out of the game. I'm just thinking ahead for pinch runners.
Here's the 2-1, and it's down in the dirt, ball 3.
This would be a good matchup if Garcia comes up here next.
3-1 is the count. 2 outs, bottom of the 12th. Fastball, and that's a pop-up that's going out to center field. Schwimmer is going to get underneath it, and he makes the grab, and that is going to end the game as they're not going to go out here and play the 13th, so we end up with a tie. 1-1 is your final score here from Centennial High School as the teams will line up for a handshake. Not often that you see a game end in a tie, but that's exactly what we get here. And now the coaches want to play one more. Now the coaches are coming out and saying, let's play another one.
But they called it off.
They're saying the sun's out. Both Coach Szyminski and the Lincoln Park coach are out there saying we want to play. But the umpires had already called it.
But you know what? You got to look at the big picture, and the big picture is it was a very well played game. It doesn't mean if this is a district game, then
they would keep playing. Yeah,
you keep playing. But it was a well played game, and you know maybe it's good to end that way. I definitely see the coach's viewpoint on that because the sun did come out. But you did play 12 innings, and sometimes it's not that bad to end like that.
Well, we had a great game here. Tie game, 1-1, Centennial and Lincoln Park.